right, YouTube and Facebook, we're live over there. We're just trying to go live on TikTok, and we're gonna have a good show today. All right, I think we're live on TikTok now. All right, I think we're live on TikTok. I would think so. Yep, we're live on TikTok. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube as well. Thank you guys for being here. Make I just finalize a few things here, and we'll have a good show today. Make we do our Sunday church with Mike with Chama. Make we do our Sunday church. But I know as they go. If you're here, please feel free to like and share. Let's get more people here to join the conversation. When I know vex from even at the hear this crunch sound from my at the chop. I try put something for belly so that I go get energy to do 4 hours today. But I know say I like get these conversations with you guys, so I try put some food for belly so that I will get energy to stay here for as long as possible. Chama is gonna be here in a minute, and we're gonna get our show started. But in the meantime, if you're here, please feel free to like and share. So we can get this show started. I'll try to do some last touch-ups here to the show, to the setup, so that everything go gel for the show. So that everything go gel. Infras, you don't come again. Oh yeah, whenever I will talk anything, it don't start again. Infras, relax, Kwano. Now, wow. Think right. We are going to give you your seaport. Chama is coming. We have good news for you on that seaport. Chama will break that news for you. Think right. Dalo. Think right. Chama will break that very good news for you today. Don't worry. Anyway, hey. Anyway. Thank you guys for being here. Let's like and share. And get more people here to join the show. I just finalize, otherwise I will start my monologue, but I'm just trying to finalize some things here. But I appreciate you guys for being here, though. I appreciate you guys for being here. Just want to finalize some things here before we get started. And I thank you for being here. Appreciate everybody with here so far. Appreciate everybody with here so far. All right, I think I see Chama requesting. We'll go bring Chama up. I know verse from me. I know say I suppose I'll start monologue, but I'm trying to finalize some things here. But I appreciate you guys for being here. We have Chama here. Chama, thank you for joining. Thank you. I just want to set up all these things completely, and then. But yeah, Chama, thank you for joining. Your camera is not turned on. unless you don't want it to be turned on today.
I'm trying to prop it. Hold on.
I see. Okay, take your time then. I thought
It's on the charger.
take your time. I thought maybe you just making sure that you're aware.
I mean, they want proper because the charger is still there connected to the.
I see.
Yeah, you guys should be able to see me now.
All right.
Let's not get this way.
Chama is here. Chetos umu bingos, where they give bingos a heart attack. Lola Nega say, Chama might be correct, though. Chama might be correct. It be like this thing where Chama the toxins. It be like not true. Lola Nega say, it be like this thing where Chama done the toxins. It be like not true.
You know the problem, don't they? When bingos they quote you,
I did tell you. Say you Chama might be correct though. Chama fit the correct though. Voila. La Chama, thank you for joining. Welcome. The only shelters that disturb Zumu bingos in their sleep. They wake up, they think of Chama.
And the shelters know they expire.
You know they expire. I did tell you. This one the natural. Natural.
The natural something.
I did tell you. Welcome back to the Beer Parlor Show, Chama. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good though. You know, my Sundays are usually, very easy family home. And of course, when we are doing these lives.
Yep.
So, but I had to do a little bit of work earlier in the morning. So, but
okay.
I'm good right now. How's
nice.
your end?
Not bad. Just work, busy. Work need to let me post as much content. It's more time while it gets. I get really occupied, I know, but I'd love to come live more, but as it been, adulting. Is that adulting?
Time no day. Me time no day.
Yeah.
Time just, but I think that having this sort of scheduled one that I
helps.
do,
it helps.
On here, and also like I'm going to sort of lock in Fridays as well, especially for just the recap.
Yeah.
Because I feel like those ones are a little bit more like keeping, because it messes up the algorithm as well.
Yeah, it does.
When you have like a high streak and you just go.
Yep. It does. I mean, it does help for us to come here and give these I don't know what I'll call them educative now or whatever session we give, right? Because when you look at the IPOB space now, they are diminishing. And I'm not trying to take any credit, but obviously you have been in the forefront for over a decade, right? And yesterday I was in two spaces actually, and I'm like, is this a Sabo space or is this an Umudonwe space? Where are we? Because I'm confused. Where are we? You reach to ask. I'm like, which place be this? And it's crazy. Now we don't with people, but now we dominate them still. Ekwensu, that guy, he died name, not really. That Ekwensu name.
Ekwensu don't carry me well, no.
Ekwensu is something. That guy go just enter them, they integrate with them. They not go tell them, say, no, this Ekwensu not be the Ekwensu where they follow. They go say, no, say the other not be him, or say him just join TikTok today. Yo, this guy, the warrior. Shout out to Ekwensu. Yo, Ekwensu, they worry these people. Don't be sporting though. He would even start playing Lolo Neka's video for them.
Ingo they say follow Lolo.
And they let him. He gets away with all these things. I'm like, how is this guy penetrating these guys? Pause, man. I don't mean it like that. But how is this guy just like getting into their audience and taking advantage? They're not
too sharp.
Man, Ekwensu na problem. I tell you, that guy now better problem.
He didn't worry.
I did tell you. Shout out to Ekwensu, man. Yo. Ekwensu didn't saw. Ingo said this one, Ekwensu didn't saw. Then the other man say Ekwensu, name then they talk about. Then no be him. Man, it's crazy. But we're gonna have a good show today. The topic, obviously, Biafra. How does it help Ndigbo? We want to hear from, I don't know, Chama, what do you think? Should we make it open to both people that are on the other side and people that are on our side? Or should we limit it to just the other people?
Let's phase it out. Let's phase it out first. I noticed that the screen is still split.
Yeah,
you want to do it this way? It's not split into the two and then the bottom. Do you want to leave it this way? Because it has the normal lineup with the boxes underneath it. Is that how you want it structurally?
I don't know. Let me.
You know how you do it, where it's like it's split you, me, and then another person at the bottom.
Yeah, that's only going to happen when we have a different guest. When we have a third person.
Oh, when
that's
you
when
bring
it
them up,
splits.
it starts to change.
It's yeah.
Okay,
If I bring
gotcha.
someone up, then it splits. That's why I only bring one person up at the same time at a time. I
Got
mean,
it.
so right now it's just the
Gotcha,
both of
gotcha.
us, me on one side, you on the other side, right? That's how you see it, right?
I know they see them like that. I see all the other boxes
Oh,
underneath.
really?
Like,
Okay, sorry about that. Let
yes,
me
I do. It's not in the two-way.
All right, let me see what's going on there. Change layout. Okay, maybe I don't know. It's saying that let me make it
Oh, is it me, guy? I don't know if the other guys are seeing it, but I just see like a normal box. So
let me see.
but it's,
Make I see this other device, see how it's showing on my end. I think it's you, Chama. If you want to leave
okay.
and come back in,
Then
then that
say less.
okay. Or if you want to leave and come back in, maybe you'd see it better. No?
No,
Okay.
no, it's fine if you can see it because I know that with editing, you do love to have it. You like to have it in certain structures.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure that we're good before I kind of start my spiel. But if you can see it, then no, I'm happy that you have had yours enough. So I have energy today for this
You're breaking off. Your
So,
voice is kind of
one of the
breaking. It's
things
choppy.
that
Your voice is choppy.
can you? Oh, it's choppy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go out and come back in.
All right, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully that would help resolve some of the issues here, but we'll see what happens here in a minute when she comes back in. I hope say TikTok know they play with us today. I hope that's not the case. Because now I see her requesting and I see someone requesting, but I don't see their name. I don't know if it's just the internet on my side. I'm connected directly. Let me see what's going to happen here. All right, you're
Okay.
back now.
I can see it now.
All
Can
right,
you hear me?
nice. I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So let me do this really quickly. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us today for another discussion. I really am hoping that, to answer Kachi's question, we first need the people that need Biafra. Like saboteurs like us already know why we don't need Biafra. But I think to make it a little bit more interesting, maybe we can phase it out. If we're going to lock in 2 or 3 hours, we can do the first hour,
Okay.
to be people who do believe that, Biafra is going to be helpful, right? So we have that conversation. Then the people who believe that, what do we need Biafra for? Like, it hasn't helped Ndigbo, right? Like, sort of the usual suspects of the saboteurs can kind of sort of come in.
Yep.
And then we can, because I think it can make the conversation a little bit more robust.
True.
But we do know why we don't need Biafra. But I really am more interested, to be honest, with those people who tell us that they can convince us. So
Yep.
we want to see them today. Come up on stage. Bring your best. Bring your best soldiers. Like I think it makes it a lot more fun, because if you come on this stage, and I'm going to dog walk you anyway, but if you make me dog walk you, and then the video is shared and you're not able to express it, how are you going to convert the rest of the Igbo people who want to hear about this? So prove me wrong. I want people to be like, you know what, Chama is wrong. And I'll be like, you know what, maybe I am wrong.
Yep.
Kachi will say, fair enough. Maybe
Yep.
we need to become Biafrans overnight.
Yep.
So come with your best arguments, because you have to think about what the flip side of that is. People have died for Biafra. So that means that essentially you believe in some way that it was going to be beneficial to Igbo people.
Yep.
So we want to hear that, bring all of those ideas, all of those things that you've learned on Radio Biafra, and come and debate us, me particularly, because I want to hear from you. Okay, so
Yep.
so welcome in advance.
Yep. And I don't hear them now. You're gonna come with your best guys, with your best women, men. Come and debate us or debate Chama. I mean, I'm gonna Like I'm gonna be debating as well, having some pushbacks and
Yes, of
stuff,
course.
right?
Kachi's always debating. But
Abs-
Kachi is the cool guy who's like, fair enough, I'm gonna hear it.
you
Kachi,
know,
my brother, is the very calm, Sabo. Me,
yeah,
I'm the high frequency Sabo,
yep,
naked white,
hmm
naked white Sabo. And that dynamic really, I think, is what makes these conversations really interesting.
absolutely.
I have gotten a lot of feedback, from people who are not necessarily on TikTok, but they really do look forward to your edits when you do share it on other platforms. So
Nice, nice,
thank you,
nice.
Kachi, for taking that extra step.
No problem. No, it takes a minute though. It takes a minute to get those edits out. It's no be small thing, but yeah. Me and you, we're on the same page. We believe that, or we know, no, it's not be belief again. We know based on past events that Biafra has not done us any good. Starting from the time of Ojukwu, coming to the time of Owazurike, up till now of Nnamdi Kanu, and then Simon Ekpa and whoever DOS, all the other subgroups that exist currently. There's no good that Biafra has done for us, and it's ridiculous how a lot of Igbo people still don't see it. Like they still somehow, and I don't know, Biafra 1967, 70 up to 2026. It's been decades. I don't know what, 50 years, 60 years, and we're still people still keep talking about agitation. Let us agitate. Why are you still convinced that agitation is what you need to get to the next level? I saw a post or a comment on one of your posts one time. Some dude was like, okay, since you know better, why don't you start agitation so that we'll follow you? Like people's minds, that tells me that people's minds are just conditioned on agitation. That agitation is the only way.
Cyclical, yes.
Do you know how that holds you back?
Purposes, yes.
Do you know how that holds you back from becoming, like literally from becoming? It holds you back from seeing any other thing. You just want to agitate. You just want to be in constant agitation. The governors, obviously, the politicians, they love this. You're in agitation, they're doing whatever they want to do, right? But the time where you put eye for waiting the politicians that they do, your leaders, elected leaders, whether you say you didn't elect them or not, they are the leaders. You remove that attention from them. Accountability, you remove it from them. And you talk about agitation. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you, it helps them. Okay, look at the way IPOB is being run, right? Nnamdi Kanu is running this thing like his personal business because it's his personal business, right? He calls himself Supreme Leader. And I'll take this from Blessed on Mama Sabo. She always says, where else have you seen somebody answer Supreme Leader? Only in Iran and North Korea. And look at how those places are. Why are you calling why would you want someone who thinks that he's a supreme leader to be your leader? Why? And you think you're going to get something good out of it? I keep saying this, right? If Nigeria...
you think you're going to get democracy out of it, which is ironic because you keep shouting about how people are Republican in nature. There's no demagoguery that is then allowed within that way of thinking. Because if you are Republican by nature, it essentially means that you're democratic. It then means that it's Ochichonye Kuchea, which then means that the very idea of a supreme leader is anti-Igbo.
Yep.
It doesn't tally with sort of from a historical context, but it also doesn't tally with the way that culturally Igbo people have been since the beginning of time.
Yep. And I always say this, right? If Nigeria wants to play us the last final card, right? Then go just one day say, make we even come out, make we even allow them to get this Biafra. If Nigeria wants to play us the final card, that is it. That is the chess. Nigeria, I don't know whether they know this is the chess. Just give these people Biafra. I think it is.
But it can't be the chess because unlike say our Omunna situations or our family problems where we can say, let's just let that, black sheep of the family go do whatever. These have consequences. Nigeria is currently the most populous country in the world. And whether we like it or not, regardless of how Nigeria functions for Nigerians, to the rest of the world, there is sort of gain, right, that they see with that number. So it is in the best interest of Nigeria to keep whatever semblance of Nigeria that exists. So it is not like, it's not something as simple as, it's not a business idea where you can say, make we just share the business, make everybody go see, make we see, right? Because it is still people, it is still policies, it is still laws, it is still like actual consequences.
Yep.
Otherwise, you would have had other countries in Africa already be sort of, broken apart. You would have had, Ghana, for example, be maybe 3 nations. You would have had, other countries that have been amalgamated and were amalgamated and sought their independence from, British rule. You would have had all of those, because every single tribe or every ethnic group, they always had their idea of, if only we were homogenous, we would be great. We saw what happened with Rwanda. They had a tribal war, and nobody tell them, say, make them adjust their thinking. And they had to literally make it illegal for sort of tribe and ethnicity to be a thing. Now, if you see anybody from Rwanda, they say, I am Rwandan. That came with, decades of them buying themselves to get to that. So nobody's going to allow you to succeed just to see what happens, right? You're not, especially, you're not going to like succeed with 5 states. True. Like, True. It can't work. It won't work. And it will only make, because once you start fragmenting it by pieces, pieces, you have to also remember that there were very unique variables that made succession almost, kind of sort of feasible in 1967. Those features don't exist now. The regions are more like in sort of geopolitical kind of zones, as opposed to the 3 main zones that we had, which was, the West and the North and the East. Yeah. So because now you are in this, geopolitical zones, Southeast is not going to have what it had in 1967 to be able to even succeed. So there wouldn't be any point to see what happens. You already know what happens. Somebody, before the end of this life, somebody's going to come here and say, oh, she's from Mbise, Mbise people, chika, chika, chika. Oh, he's from Ngwa people, chika, chika, chika. Eboye people, oh, they're not even Igbo enough. Right? These are still the same problems that will still exist if you were to try to succeed just because you felt homogenous enough to do so.
Yeah, and I hear you on that, right? But the point I'm trying to make is, hypothetically, Nigeria has the final chess play is to let Ndigbo go, so that Ndigbo go see what it really means. Because we are seeing it, that this is not going to happen. If Biafra happens, hypothetically, if Biafra happens, there's going to be another agitation that's going to begin. We're already seeing it with the IPOB. Now they're saying 100 men. I can't even keep up with the new groups that keep coming up every day. There's 100 men. There's DOS. There is Power Group. All these factions of IPOB that keeps coming up. That is an actual representation of this utopia or whatever Biafra that we have in our mind. If it happens, there is always going to be another, Nnamdi Kanu is not doing it well. Is this how you say you do it? I want to do this one. We want to have another leader. Oh, Kachi, come and be our leader. Oh, Chama, come and be our leader over this side. It's just going to be a continuous agitation. And the earlier Ndigbo start seeing it that way, the better for us. Otherwise, how did they talk on when be Jazo Eje? Abi said as when they speak that one. When be Jazo Eje? It's crazy.
And whether we catch up to that reality or not is nobody's business. And this is what I tell good people, right?
Yeah.
Essentially what that means is that you have to think about what is going on in South Africa now. And I don't want to take us away from this point, but it's for you to understand how countries exist. It means that South Africa is making decisions that kind of sort of, appeals to whatever national realities that they do have, bordering on immigration and all of those other things. Nigeria is going to make their own decision. That's what happens essentially when you become a nation, right? Yep. You're making decisions, but in this particular situation, if 5 Igbo states were to say, pull out and they become their own country, you have to see what that means. Because when you do the math, and this is my challenge with our people not questioning the motive of the people who are coming with this whole Biafra thing. You are the one who is scattered all over the Southeast. It's not as simple as just getting on the plane or in the train or in the whatever and going back to the Southeast. No, it's about systems. There's literally nothing that is indicative of a nation within the current day Southeast. that tells anybody or signals, because it's not just about succession, it is still about how the international communities, I hate to use international communities like a bingo, but I'm going to have to bring it down to that level where the other countries, the West, the powers that be,
Yep.
they have incentives as well. And somebody will say, why should it matter? Well, because if you create, a nation and nobody admits that you're a nation by recognizing you, then you don't exist. It's like declaring Biafra and maybe too much one countries and say, well, we recognize you. What would that recognition do for you? Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
You know what's going to happen? It's not going to protect all of those assets that you have scattered outside of the Southeast.
Yep.
So for people who are thinking about succession without thinking about sort of structurally and like factually how you're going to be able to do, because there's no other tribe that's going to lose the most. First of all, Igbo people will lose on a very, very flat line. That flat line would just be, most of those things you have scattered everywhere else, you think is as easy as just saying, well, the international world is watching. As are the judiciary. UN will not give a damn, okay? The UN doesn't care. The UN is not going to force Nigeria to give you back your properties. Like, it can be in court. You can go and cite it and say there's international infractions of the law that is being broken there. You know they see war where they go around the world. The people can, even America will come and say this, but at the end of the day, the rest of the world moves on. Because you are not going to be able to function as a country, because you will not have been able to convince all those other people around you, Calabar people, Edo people, all those people in the riverine areas to join you. So now you have no recognition. You will be just like what is happening with South Sudan, where even after years of like civil war and they broke apart, the problems that existed between Sudan and South Sudan hasn't changed. In fact, South Sudan is going through it right now. And somebody's going to say, well, they can go through it and eventually they will balance. No, because they will spend the rest of their existence in this sort of state of agitation. In this state of trying to sort of catch up to the things that technically, I would say, instead of Igbo people even pushing for succession, if Igbo people were championing regional government or a sort of, regional idea where you are Nigeria and the regions get, like, if that's what we were pushing for, nobody will be looking at these people like who are agitating as the enemy of the state. It will be essentially every other tribe who agrees with that idea can say, well, maybe when we had regional government in 1960 to 1966, things weren't so bad. Maybe we can reconsider that. But you don't see that conversation happening because succession is absolute. There is no other way to go around succession. And Nigeria cannot simply just say, "Unu break into your state and go and function as yourself." Like you're not going to have recognition. And these are the realities that no other tribe has to worry about. No other tribe in Nigeria has to grapple with the fact that most of your wealth that is not in the Southeast is scattered outside. And if you are trying to articulate that in numbers and you don't have that number set right now, you're not even making an economic argument. Then in terms of population, from the time agitation started, there has not been a mass exodus of Igbo people from other regions. For people who are preparing for this sort of thing that is coming, people will say, Biafra is coming, Biafra is here. And what Biafra na? Because if Biafra is coming, there will be indices, there will be like things that you will use and say, this metric is here, this variable is here, we're checking this off and we're checking this off. And because that thing that you refuse to see, other people are seeing it, because other tribes are going along and making their own deals with Nigeria, within Nigeria, and then you're still the odd man out. And now we have something that we've never had before, Kachi, and I'm going to wrap with this. It is something whereby in the past couple of decades, yes, there was talks about Biafra, but there has never been a time that it seemed like Igbo people singled themselves out in this way, through this identity of Biafra. Before, it used to be like segmented parts of the population. You will have the Wazirike people that will come, people will say, what will I be doing? Why would, as a rich person, in the diaspora, did not join my sub? There was a disconnect from there. This is the only generation where even the people that are supposed to be the educated people who are looking at the numbers and saying, all of our wealth is scattered outside the Southeast. What would then happen? What would this Biafra look like? They are part of those people that I call bingos. And then, you know, everybody's answering lolo, mazi, professor, because we have now become anti-facts, because agitation puts you in a constant state of outrage.
Yep.
All you're going to feel is and the victim and the victim and the victim. Even when you are above water, you would think that you're drowning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, just a few takeaways from what you just said there. You know, you said regional governments, if Ndigbo are really serious about this thing and want other people, other tribes, other, you know, regions to join, it has to be a discussion around regional government, not this secession. Secession is not going to happen. The only way around secession is war. We don't try it before. They won't buy everybody to join. It's not going to happen. It was a mistake then. You try it again. It's going to be fool me once, the shame is on you. Fool me twice, the shame is still on you because you didn't learn anything from the first time, right? You know, that's just the simple truth on that one. And you also said other tribes, you know, are making their own deals with the federal government and all that good stuff, right? Lagos State government is working with the Chinese government, obviously in collaboration with the federal government, right, of Nigeria. They're building rail lines all over the place. Rail lines. It might not look beautiful right now, but guess what? They are it's the blueprint to what the future Lagos is going to look like. The rail line don't do there. Tomorrow, when they've already destroyed Makoko, they call that place. They've already destroyed Makoko. What do you think they want to do with that place? It's a future. It's something of the future they are planning to do. We might not see it, we might see it, but it's something that they're already planning to do. That's a waterfront there. Waterfront, that's
a waterfront property.
Absolutely.
Everybody start looking for land.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it is, right? I saw on the internet, they're also building this Lagos Arena or something like that. You know, they are projecting Lagos to be in the future. And, you know, the 3D image of this Lagos Arena and the road in front of it, it looks really beautiful. You go think that maybe London or Berlin or somewhere you did. These things, but now it's not looking good because everywhere is still there dusty, right? But it's the future they're targeting. They're putting the groundwork now. Now the future, then the target. Instead of us to use this time, they plan our own. We did hear they talk some bullshit, right? Anyway, Paparazzi, I see you requesting, but we kind of segmented this we want to segment it today on we know where you stand, you know, we don't want you to come and sing, you know, not necessarily, I mean it, you know, we don't want you to come and tell us what we already know, but we're going to have room for you towards the end of the show, room for people like you towards the end of the show, people who agree with us so that we could just use that one and end the show. But for starters, we want to have people who disagree, who think that we need Biafra. And I see all of you in the chat. How about you come up? I know they bite. I promise you, I know they bite. Even my canine in the collar, my canine teeth not even they too sharp like that, right? You know, I know they bite. I promise you, man. Even Chama know they bite, you know?
I mean, I don't know. My nails are a little long today, but...
Chama said, I don't know.
I don't know. It depends.
It depends, right? Me, it doesn't depend. I know they bite. I promise you.
Kachi, they can, guys, do come up, because when you're in the gulag, it means that you are not really sure about what you're talking about. If you're really sure about, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Like you come, I mean, you could convince me. Like, I mean, imagine going back to your village people and saying, I think that Chama, I floored her. And you carry the video everywhere. Governors will be seeing it. Yeah, you know, people will be seeing it. They will say, so Chama finally agree. So make me look bad, okay? I'm saying to you, use me and do that thing that you want to do, which is to express just how much Biafra is going to be beneficial to Ndigbo, right? Don't let, because if you keep typing in the gulag and you don't come up, it also means that you're admitting that we are right, because it means that at some point you have realized no Zademo here. But because of your belief, because there's a thing where you're having sort of, you know, a personal struggle where you know say road no dey there, but you don't they go that road already. Can't they say or maybe you have a bias towards Kanu or any of the other leaders, and you see them as maybe the leaders of Aliwo, and you're having some sort of conflict as to how to reconcile that. All of those things, bring it on stage. You come up, we ask you the question, you tell us where you're calling, where you're from, and you let us know what you think. Because this is essentially how, even if you wanted to create a country, it will have to start with a conversation. And contrary to whatever you might think, it's not going to start because Kano declared Biafra, or because Ngozi declared Biafra, because Simon Ekpa declared Biafra. Because that Biafra is going to be made up of Igbo people. And those Igbo people will have a say in it. And in order for them to have a say, you must start to have your say, to then convince the people who don't want to be, who don't want Biafra now, but maybe they can want it tomorrow. Come up on stage, don't be scared, don't be ashamed, put your big man panties on or boxes on, whatever the case might be. And ladies too, don't be scared. Come up. You guys just, let me just be the only woman. They blow. You people come up. If you're a female bingo and you say, Chama, I want to go and come here. I am ready to have this conversation and this debate with you. And welcome to all the people who just joined.
Absolutely. Welcome, and thank you guys for joining. We hit 9K likes, almost at 10K likes. Let's keep liking and sharing, and let's aim for 20K likes. But in the meantime, let me read some comments here. I see someone requesting, no fracas. I'm going to bring you up in a moment, but let me just read some comments here, and then we go from there. Anyway, we have Saking says, that's begging and no one will grant that. All right, let's see what John Wells says. He says IPOB's position is that they are demanding self-determination through referendum, not by forceful secession. Through referendum. I mean, how are you going to get a referendum? I hope you understand this process, right? Referendum, no day our constitution. Yeah. So you have to first demand for the referendum to be inserted into the constitution. That's your first place. And how do you do that? Be by gra. You still have to vote for people who believe in what you believe, so that they can go there and do that your bidding. And do you understand how it goes as well? It's not just the 5 for how many? It's going to be 15 southeastern senators, and then I don't know two I don't know how many House of Representatives. But it's not just those people from the southeast. They have to go across the aisle and go and get more people from the west, from the north, from everywhere to lobby that thing with them. So it's a very long shot. But anyway, Stanley, John Wells, thank you for being here. Sir King say we may want Biafra, but we don't need Biafra. I see what you did there. We may want it, but we don't need it. Why do we even want it? Let's remove, since you say we don't need them, but why do we even want it? Let's talk about it, Sir Kings. Why do we want it?
Sir Kings, come up and let us know why you think that. Yeah, that would be an interesting take, because I want to hear it too.
Absolutely. Sir Kings went forward to say Ndigbo can improve Alibo without Biafra. Absolutely. Paparazzi one, thank you for being here. Adachi, thank you for being here. Let's see, skin to skin donkey. Every day Biafra. Yes. Every day Biafra. My last show was not Biafra. My last show was, I guess, on Tunubu. I've done in this past week. I've done multiple shows on Tunubu, Obi, Nigerians in South Africa. So I don't know what you're talking about, man. You need to keep up with the Biafra show, man. Keep it up, man. But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for trying to keep up. I see you. Shout out to you for trying to keep up. Anyway, David OUD says, David OUD Maracuja, he says, if you give Biafra, you have to give Yoruba Nation and Arewa, so no serious government will try such. Anyway, it's what it is. David also says true federalism. Absolutely. Who else is here? Amira Al-Dabab FC says, I was thinking, okay, we're not going to read that one. Who else is here? Chima NX Z5. Templates for Biafra as a nation is all set up by those that matter. MSC Group. You see what I'm saying? MSC Group. I don't know. Have you heard of this one? MSC Group. Have you heard of this one, Chama? You see another group don't even come out.
Not the only people that matter.
You see what I'm saying, right? We never deal with DOS finish. We never deal with prophet master, being a master prophet.
I thought you said big is in get level.
Yo, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But hey, man, thank you guys for being here on TikTok. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep liking. We're at 11K likes right now. Let's keep liking and get to 20K likes. Let's go over to Facebook and see what's going on Facebook. Luxrina Avenue says, once you don't agree to their... you're automatically being paid. Absolutely. Luxrina, yeah. Once you don't agree with waiting in the talk, then go say you did paid. I don't know. You have to be really poor to think that everybody who comes up and speaks is being paid, man. Hey, man, listen, man. Hey, man. Hey, man, listen. I can't even accept payment from anybody if I'm being honest with you, right?
Make they call the gag you.
Yeah.
So you know
if you talk what you want to talk, like now, me and Chama, we don't plan with you go talk next Sunday or next time we meet. You see what I'm saying? But if you're being paid, how do you have that kind of flexibility? Right? We don't plan with you go talk next week. Or no, if not next week, the next time we'll go meet.
The next time we come.
We're already planning on that. You talk about being paid. Yeah, Chama they pay me. Chama they pay me.
No, I never reached
there. Anyway, Williams Ayanwu says looking at you being paid to do this. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't even know the history of Nigeria, or try
Let
to write.
him come on TikTok and tell me the history.
Absolutely.
And if he can debate me and win, I'll give him money.
You don't hear him. Yeah, you don't hear him. You don't hear him. If you can debate Chama, there's some money on the bond. On Namibia board man. Anyway, William Zion, no one is paying anybody. We just have free time. Something you probably don't know about. We have a hobby. Something you don't know about. We have a hobby. It's something you don't know about. Anyway, hey, Adeleke Sam Sela says we are only spectators. Thank you for being there, Adeleke. I appreciate you. Bernard Ebu says, good evening, Kachi. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. On YouTube, we have Elliot, Greg, and Igwenze Sunday. Thank you guys for being here. Elliot Greg says, Biafra is not the answer to our problem. 100%. Biafra is not and will never be the solution to our problem. All right, let's get our first guest up here. No fracas. And feel free to request. We have a few guests in the queue waiting. So please feel free to request, and we're going to go through the queue one by one. All right, let's go. If TikTok no go act up today, okay.
He's up.
Okay, all right. We have our first guest for today. No fracas. No fracas. What's your name, by the way?
No fracas is in Koko.
Okay, no fracas. What's your name? Like name, just first name, one name, so that we'll go call you, address you correctly.
Okay, my name is Mr. Ade.
Mr. Ade.
Okay, Mr. Ade.
All right, Mr. Ade. Thank you for joining.
I'm from southwestern part of Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay. One second, Mr. Ade. Thank you for joining and thank you for telling us where you're from. Chama, I don't know if you were up to me.
The topic is very specific, but I think that's our bad because we didn't really kind of re-announce that. But Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo? It's a very specific question. So we want people who want Biafra to let us know that. But there's going to be a segment in the conversation.
I was thinking in something I could, because I kind of align with your submissions.
Yeah. So before you continue, Mr. Ade, before you continue, Mr. Ade, like Chama was saying, we want to hear from people, and obviously these people would be from the southeastern part of Nigeria who, think they want Biafra, and Biafra is going to help them. But I do appreciate you for joining. Hopefully you can stay put until the end of the show. We're going to have a segment where we're going to have people who we agree with and all that good stuff. They can come back on and, tell us why tell us what we want, what all of us agree to. But thank you for joining, Mr. Ade. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. I see another person, Shegun Happiness, Daniel Dare.
Let's try to set this rule.
Yeah.
And this is no diss to sort of anyone. Nigerians need to learn this thing. If you see a topic, guys, just think about this. Biafra has affected the Southeast. In the past 5 years, whatever is happening with the Biafra agitation has only affected Igbo people in the Southeast. Now, in terms of mentality and all of that stuff, it has happened to Igbo people all across Nigeria and in the diaspora. So this is a very specific conversation. So you can only be an observer, and you can only if I feel like Nigeria would be a lot better if people thought this way. Like, you would never see me in a non-Igbo conversation where they are talking about their politics and I want to be a subject matter expert. No matter how smart I am in the conversation, I'm not going to be a subject matter expert in that topic. So guys, please don't feel like we are trying to exclude anybody. You guys are always welcome to the beer parlor. It's just that we want to make this conversation, because the thing where they happen now, our land that affects, the sit at home affected the Southeast economy. 19.1 billion naira is what Anambra State alone lost every single Monday for 5 whole years. That is official numbers from the very, very official people, okay? So that thing happened just to the Southeast. Igbo people are the people who were restricted from going to bury their dead, going to take their pregnant wives to the hospital on every Monday. This is why this has to be a very specific conversation. And the question is to, Igbo people of the Southeast. So, but please keep supporting in the Gulag. I know that a lot of you here are my people. I really, really appreciate you being here. I know that this topic may be Igbo only, but we are still going to speak English, so you will still be part of the conversation, but we just want to make the stage for those people to convince us why Igbo people need to die in the name of Biafra.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that, Chama. I appreciate you. No be this to anybody. This one, they're very specific. Like Chama said, it's impacted and affected only Igbo people. Like Anambra own, like she said, this is from confirmed sources. She said over 19 billion naira, 9 Anambra, they lose every Monday before Soludo. Shout out to Soludo. Before Soludo, as an also Soludo kind of buzzing now. So before Soludo don't stop all that nonsense, from happening, right? So it's impacting the Southeast region, and we appreciate you guys for being here, but we want to keep it strictly to, Southeasterners, who believe in this Biafra, to come up here and tell us why they think it would help Ndigbo. All right, we have another guest here, Vic. We're going to bring Vic up.
Okay. Welcome, Mr. Vic. Let us know, where you are from in the Southeast and what you think about the topic, Biafra. How does it help Ndigbo?
Okay, it's good evening here. I am from Abia State in Nigeria.
Okay.
Awesome.
And the question is, Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo? I just wanted to get a bit of clarification in respect to when you say Biafra, do you mean the Biafra of the 1960?
There's only one Biafra.
No, what I mean is, so the declaration of Biafra 1967 to 70 war, or do you mean the current?
But the context says, how does it help Ndigbo? When we talked about Biafra agitation, so the only Biafra that you and I mean, you weren't alive then, so the only Biafra that you and I would have heard about, especially if I'm talking about sit at home, I'm talking about the economy, I'm talking about reality of today, is the Biafra agitation that we know. And you exactly know who we're asking. We're asking the Biafra agitation, whether it's from the Simon Ekpa faction, whether it's from the Kanus faction, whether it's from the BLA faction. They have so many factions at this point, we can't keep track. But the Biafra agitation, the clamor for a Biafran state, how does it help Ndigbo?
Okay.
Or if to keep it simple as well, Biafra as you know it, if that helps, as you know Biafra.
I think
anyhow you understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, you clarified it very well. Gentleman here. Sorry, I didn't get your name. You clarified, but I didn't. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments, but why is somebody already?
Let me help you as well. Please ignore the comments. Sure, you came up to talk to me and Chama. No be comment section you did at this point. So just ignore the comments. Look me in a screen at the look. I know they look comments because they go cost you, whether you like it or not. It's just what it is. People are going to disagree with you. So please, let's get back to it. Biafra, as you know it, how does it help Ndigbo?
I mean, practically speaking, Biafra is not helping Igbo. If we're looking from a practical perspective, For example, I mean, the sit at home, it did not, if we're realistic, it did not really hit anything, to be fair.
All right.
But
All right. Is there
yeah, but having,
any instance of Biafra you think would help Ndigbo?
Right.
yeah, I mean, I feel like if Biafra is gotten in the legitimate way, I know we've had this conversation weeks back. If it's gotten in the legitimate way, I feel like it will, you know, in all honesty, I feel like it will.
But that answers the question. If it's gotten, it's not going to be gotten illegitimately, obviously. So whatever way it is gotten. So assume now that it has been gotten, legitimately. Tell us how it's going to help Ndigbo to have Biafra, to be part of a country that is called Biafra, as opposed to, continuing sort of in the path of Nigeria. That's really what we want to hear. So since you're there about the legitimacy of it, so let's assume that it is gotten in the legitimate way. I assume that you mean through non-war
Referendum. Through the referendum, yes,
ways,
yes.
right? Okay. So tell us. I mean, so that means then you are for Biafra through referendum. So let us then know from that context, how it helps Ndigbo to then have Biafra. And please be specific about if that Biafra is going to consist of current day Southeast alone, or if it's going to be, it's going to be the former sort of Eastern region that we knew that has now been fragmented into different states. That can also help us get an idea of this legitimate thing that you're talking about.
I mean, you've asked me a lot of questions, but I'll just pick the ones that the first things first is the Biafra. It's not going to consist, for me personally, it shouldn't consist of the old Eastern region. It should consist of only the indigenous Igbo speaking people in Southeast. That's the 5 Southeastern states.
Okay.
Then the ones in Delta, the ones in Rivers, the ones in Benue, and a bit of the ones in I think somewhere in Calabar. I can't remember the name of the indigenous Igbo people in Calabar, but they have a name. Those are the ones I feel like we should have a referendum and see if they want to be part. So going back to your,
So work through this so that way we don't. I love where you're sitting right now. So walk me through who you say if we have referendum. You mean if the Biafra side gives them the referendum of choice of saying, do you want to be part of us? Or if Nigeria gives it?
if Nigeria gives it, so it's
But
Nigeria.
Nigeria won't give it. So what would be the alternative in that?
I mean, if Nigeria does not give it, then you can't really force people to say, you can't really, I mean, because you're fighting for your own.
Right now, what are the indications or indices that you would use to sort of measure whether there's even a need for asking? Because I mean, let's start with the South, right? So an Ikwere man doesn't feel Igbo first; they feel Ikwere, Ika. Okay, you're talking about Tebanke, and you're talking about places that you've now tagged sort of indigenous speaking people, but nobody has gotten a consensus of whether these people would even consider it, because you wouldn't need referendum first to do it, right? You would know through sort of the cultural realities in our day and age. Like, you wouldn't first need a referendum to do that test. You will have to do it's like when you're doing a feasibility study for a business, you wouldn't necessarily need to start writing first. You go find out. From what you and I know as Igbo people, as people who have been in Nigeria and know how those groups already identify, what does that referendum then look like from your own side of convincing before Nigeria will even
let me answer you there. From my take on Ohaneze Ndigbo, Ohaneze, I think they have certain people in different states. So you have people from Delta states, Delta Igbos. You have people from Rivers Igbo. They are already part of Ohaneze Ndigbo. So that means there is already a cultural uniformity of all the Igbos in
Ohaneze Ndigbo is an
let me finish. I don't lose my train of thought.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So because the question was, how am I sure that those other people from Delta, Ikwere, which you mentioned, how am I sure they even want to be part of, because some of them are claiming, oh, we're not part of you, Igbo people, we're not part of you people. So I'm saying Ohanese, which is the apex cultural body of Igbo people, they have, yes, that's what is described. Ohanese is described as the apex cultural. It's not me that's saying that. You can go look at their motto. It's the
Yeah,
apex
go ahead.
cultural.
We're not disagreeing with you, but
We're
go
not,
ahead. We
we're
hear
not
you.
disagreeing that part. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So in the constitution and the people that belong to Ohanese, they've picked out the Delta Igbo people, they've picked out the Ikwere people. Currently, we have an Ikwere person as the president general of Ohanese Ndigbo. In the past, we had, I think something, I can't remember his name, Iroche or something. He was the president from Delta Igbo. So going back to your question about how am I sure that these people, already there's a cultural affinity in terms of these people from the different parts.
Because of Ohanese and Ndigbo.
Yes, because they're already part of it. They're already part of it. So based on
Vic,
that.
Vic, hold on. Vic, let me ask you a question. Are you a member of Ohanese and Ndigbo?
No, I'm not a member of Ohanese and Ndigbo.
Akachi, are you a member of Ohanese and Ndigbo?
No.
Okay. I'm not, and I don't know anybody in my family who is. Now, what I'm saying to you is that it's like saying, I mean, it's like saying if somebody came and created a Biafra agitation, and let's use Ngozi for example. Ngozi created 40 states of Biafra, and there are other sort of Southeast Igbo people in that arrangement. It's like saying because you added one person in an organization. I'm talking about the people themselves. How do we know this? The reason why I ask you how you know this is because whenever you talk about the map of Biafra, it's always in context of which map you're referring to. That is the first flaw. That is the first flaw to say that if in 2026, an Ikwere person, that because most Ikwere people don't believe that they're Igbo, but there are some Ikwere people that say they're Igbo. Then some
How did you come to the conclusion that most Ikwere people, how did you come to the conclusion that most Igbo?
What do you mean, how do I come to the conclusion?
It's just a question. How do you said most?
What do you mean, how do I come to the conclusion? You came to the conclusion of saying that Ohanese Ndigbo is the apex, and I'm saying to you that...
No, we'll get to that, my part. I'm saying you, how did you get to that conclusion?
Hold the thought. I'm going to answer the question. I will answer the question, how do I know that? You said Ohanese Ndigbo is the apex sort of group that is our umbrella group that all of us are kind of aligned with. And you mentioned the fact that these non-Southeast Igbo people have had representation in terms of leadership within that. And I'm saying that notwithstanding, that is not an indication that groups of people, because in Eka, in wherever, Eka people don't know whatever Biafra agenda that you people have been talking about, because what we know, you say, how do I know? In the past 26 years of the Biafra agitation, from the times of Uwazirike to the times of maybe like we say the current day would be Ngozi, but there are other factions. But let's go from the 26 years of that. All of the leadership have been from the Southeast states. In fact, the only people that are missing right now are Enugu people. Everybody has circled around, right? You're using Ohanese. Ohanese Ndigbo is an organization for Igbo people who are part of Nigeria. It is not an Igbo group for people who want Biafra. So
you've actually missed the point. Sorry, you missed the point.
Hold on.
You asked me a question and you're going. You asked me a question.
Mr. Vic, can you please pause? Mr. Vic, can you please pause?
Hold on.
Okay. We'll get back to it.
Important is because Biafra is not just a concept. It has agitation behind it. Ohanese Ndigbo cannot be used in this context because Ohanese Ndigbo does not propagate the separation of parts of Nigeria, the balkanizing of Nigeria, or whatever. They are just a social group or social cultural group rather, okay, that Igbo people kind of look at as an apex group. But I use the example of, to answer you, how do we know? How do we know means that even in your family, you don't know anybody who is part of Ohanese Ndigbo. So it means that even
I didn't ask you who do you know. I said, how did you come to that statistics? That's what I said. How did you get that statistics? That's what I said.
Mr. Vic, so we don't lose the essence of the show, right? So let's say I snap my finger, right?
Where I got a statistics that
that's what I said.
I'm giving you in the past 26 years, There has not been any non-Southeast Igbo person who started an agitation for Biafra agitation
No, we're not talking of
that did
Biafra
not
here.
come
We're
from the
talking of
four
Ohanese
four
Indigo.
out of five
Don't miss
Igbo
the issues. Don't
states.
miss
All
the
right,
That
issues.
is
all right.
data
Don't miss
we
the
can
issues.
verify.
All right, Mr. Vic, just
if you're
hold on.
talking over me, it won't work.
Yeah, that's not gonna
Clearly,
work.
if I'm speaking, you need to mute. You're asking me, how do I know that? And I'm saying to you from something that we can even track, which is why I gave you 26 years. It stretches credibility to say that some other groups are part of something, when in the history that we are looking at, from, let's even remove the 67 class of Biafra. I'm talking about modern day Biafra agitation from 1999 has been Igbo people of the Southeast. That is the first indication. I've said this twice. Why does this matter? It matters because if Biafra was such a regional agenda that is outside of the Southeast, the other regions would not need you to convince them through a referendum that they need to be part of it. It would already be something. The same way that nobody told a lot of the people who today wanted to die with bingo, wanted to die with Biafra, wanted to sit at home every Monday. They felt like Biafra is an Igbo thing. That idea of Biafra as an Eastern region thing no longer exists, because Eastern region of then does not exist. Calabar people are now part of the South-South. They are part of that South-South. They can consider certain ideas, but they have not considered it enough to have a Calabar person lead the agitation of Biafra. So again, it stretches what we are talking about to then say that this Biafra we know has not been an Igbo thing. Other people can maybe consider it, but Eka people, if you doubt what we're saying, you're talking about data and data. Data is something that you can gather yourself. If you have a base, you could literally just say, just write something about Eka, write something about all of those people that you say that are part of this Biafra, and ask that question. Take a poll. Ask the people from those communities where they align, because they are South-South. Nigeria recognizes them as South-South. The agenda of the South-South has nothing to do with the Southeast.
Right.
So if you're talking about referendum, how would you then do it with these realities?
Yeah, Chama, let's move away from that idea and let's go back to the topic, right? On how, and Mr. Vic, again, I know you somewhat said it's going to help Ndigbo. So I snap my finger, we have Biafra, regardless of how we get it, Biafra referendum, anyhow, whichever way we get it, right? How does it help us, Ndigbo, regardless of whether South-South people or just Igbo people or whichever people, how does it help Ndigbo?
So first of all, I started off because I don't know. There's this energy I'm getting from Chama.
Forget about the goddamn energy.
No, let me
and
finish.
go
No,
to the
I'll
point.
go
We
back.
are having a debate.
We're having a
People
conversation.
don't do
That's
this
what I'm
with
saying.
me.
Just listen. There's this energy I'm getting from Chama.
I don't care about the energy. Do not do that. Do not do that. You guys like to do this stuff. There's a woman on the stage. Do not speak about any energy. We are having a debate. It is not my job.
Just listen. I'm not even finished what I'm about
to the
to
point.
say.
Don't tell me about energy. Please go to the point.
Okay, I'll go to the point. My point is, when I first started,
Can you leave the energy? Can you skip that energy part
Yeah,
and
I'll
just
leave the energy.
let's just talk about facts here.
Yeah, when I first
or
started,
issues, not issues. Yeah.
You're very correct. Yeah, and when I first started here, I said, Biafra, how does it help the Ndigbo? And I needed a bit of clarification.
You did.
I said, is it about Biafra as at 1967 or at present? But there was a way until you clarified it to me. And you said, just take it as Biafra as everything.
As you know it.
That's what you said.
Yep.
That's what you said.
Yep.
I'm trying to build a premise from where
Go
I'm
ahead.
going. Now, having said that, I said, in all fairness, from a practical perspective, Biafra, the sit at home and everything has not helped Ndigbo from a practical perspective. This is what I said.
You did.
Having said that, then the next question you put to me was like, so how does Biafra help the Ndigbo people? And I now came up and I said, Biafra will help Ndigbo people. Before I finished that statement, Chama pushed in and said,
all right. Can you ignore that part and just tell us which instance of Biafra is going to help? You've pointed out the instance, like the sit at home. That one no go help us. Which instance of Biafra, which side of Biafra would help Igbo people?
I'm trying to make this trajectory because there's a synergy that there's something that I feel like when somebody says I support Biafra, it's not about Nnamdi Kanu. It's not about Simon Ekpa.
Again, I've
It's not
told you
about that.
the Biafra as you know it. Just ignore that one and let's hear it, my brother. Right?
Okay, yes. So for me,
Yeah.
in building a nation, for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should have people with the same cultural mindset, the same value system. It helps in terms of, okay, this is the way we want to go about our future. I feel, for me personally, I feel like when there's a bit of homogeneity in a country, in a nation, it helps diffuse issues of should I use the word bad belle, about somebody saying this about this. For me personally, I
Okay.
feel
And for you to be
can
saying this, right? You must have seen this from some other nation. Which nation or
Yes.
where have you seen this
Yes.
homogeneity work?
Yes. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you can't have 100% country as homogeneity, but Japan is close to a country that is homogeneous in nature.
Okay.
You can check this out.
Okay.
Japan
Let me
is
agree with you
very
on
close
Japan. Okay. Japan
so that's why
is
I'm
very
giving that
successful.
example.
Japan is very
Yes, that's
successful.
what I'm trying. So no, don't. What I want you to do, my brother, is this. I'm not. If I get an example, at the time I was attending IPOB meetings, and I wasn't having arguments with them about the way they go about things, like unnecessarily being aggressive. So I want you to look at me as, I'm not coming here to fight, or I'm not that kind of person. I'm
All right.
very educated.
I
I'm
know
a
you
lawyer.
are. From the way you speak, I know you're very educated. But hear me out, right? You've said some things, right? You said for us to build a nation, we have to have a group of people that have the same cultural mindset. You also mentioned same value system. Then you said homogeneity, pretty much, which encompasses both things you said earlier, right? And then you've pointed out Japan. Japan is very successful, but Japan is not the only successful country in this world. I mean, you would agree with me on that, right?
No, you're very right on that. But when you've practiced something for the past, since when Nigeria was created, 1914, and you look at the trajectory of, there's always been killings, there's always been unnecessary banters between the different nationalities, and it's been happening for over. Don't you think, in all fairness, that if you keep trying things for the past 100 years and it's not working,
right.
don't you think that you should have a retake?
So let me push back, and I'll tell you.
Push it. You know what? I have to leave. Thank you. I have to leave.
I hope that you leave, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Let me tell you why we cannot jump over the nonsense he brings up. Let me tell you why.
But Chama, the point I wasn't.
Hold on.
Just hear me out, Chama.
I let you guys finish, please.
Chama, hear me out. Please, just hear me out. I wasn't necessarily letting him jump or letting him just say what I wanted him to make a point so that we can speak on those points. That's why.
No. Because the points he brings up is what we need to bring. This is why it's dangerous. Like, if we have these conversations, and we don't extend it. If somebody is telling me that we need Biafra because we need referendum with other regions, that needs to be considered, because this is exactly how we end up pissing those other people off, with the assumption that this thing that you orchestrated from 26 years ago, you have been leading it yourself. Somehow that these people need to join. The only reason why a lot of people don't, there are like scars that non-Igbo people, these people that you keep mentioning them, Eka, by the fact that they have been culturally distant, there's no homogeneity between you and, maybe an Eka person, besides maybe that they speak some part of Igbo. Culturally, they have also had their own divergent way of doing things. So these things take time. So if you're going to infuse them into the conversation, I don't think it's fair to then say it's not going off the point, because it is this assumption that makes it where when we go start the nonsense where they start with agitation and the thing go choke us, we will start extracting different states. Somebody went and carried the whole of Edo State, annexed it, put it on a map. That is a conversation that is tied to what we are saying. Because if somebody is saying to me that homogeneity is important and that being homogeneous, and people like to mention Japan and all these Asian countries that from the get-go, they have been homogeneous. So using them in the context of where you were already amalgamated and then you kind of sort of fragmented and all of that. That's what, to me, I feel like this is the conversation we've repeated. We need to go back to those people. The problem is that Igbo people have purported to speak for those people. And that is exactly what is happening here. And that's why I wanted to get to the end of that. Yeah. Because when you get to the end of that, you will see that that same homogeneous thing requirement that he's asking for does not exist. He ran out of the stage now because now he's talking about the insecurity and the things that happen in the tribal. I wanted to ask him, how does this relate to the bias that IPOB people brought in the Southeast? Is it because we don't get away, we don't get along with the Northerners or the Westerners that?
And Chama, you have a good point. You definitely have a good point. But if we don't let him say it, how are we going to know where he's coming from, right? We have to let him say it.
Yeah, I'm sitting here letting him say it. He is saying
and
it.
Also another point.
What I'm saying to you is that it is a lot easier to have these conversations when it is not the way that they want that conversation to go.
Yeah.
Okay. If your concern is the way that I'm saying it, then it doesn't really matter, because when Kanu was saying whatever he was saying and ordering people around or whatever, you said you went to their meetings to debate with them. You didn't create a platform and start saying, this thing you are saying, you're not saying in the legitimate way, and this will have consequences. You didn't remember you were a lawyer then. So, but let me tell you something, because you're a man, you may not understand it. The worst thing in a conversation, especially about Igbo things, Biafra things, is a woman who knows just enough to have that conversation. And if that woman is not backing down, that's going to be a problem. And I had to bring that into it, because you cannot tell me.
And I don't know why you're bringing it up. If you know, I mean, you know me to some level, right? I don't care about gender and all that good stuff.
I literally was chilling, and I'm like, okay, now he's gotten to that place of homogeneous thing, which is, where we can even have the conversation. And you're saying the way that it made you feel, the way he made you feel. This is not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time.
I said the way he made me feel.
So it is very, very hard for you to understand the context where I sit, where it has to constantly, I have to say it in the nicest way. I have to say it in the most calm way. That's not what I'm here for.
Chama, let's talk about this. You said I said something about the way he made me feel. Did I say that?
No, I'm talking about him. He's saying the way that Chama made,
I see.
He's saying the way Chama made, like the way that Chama is reacting. They always try to bring the emotions in the beginning. The emotions is not necessary, because I'm not more emotional than Kano was or Simon Ekpa was.
Absolutely.
Simon Ekpa would sit on the radio and berate you people, and you sat through it. So somehow, because you're a man, you can literally mansplain whatever it is that I'm saying, and he would say, oh yeah, I understand what you were saying. I could use the same exact tone. You don't see it, so I clock it before that thing goes off, because I'll be damned if somebody's now telling me that because we have Ohaneze Ndigbo, and I'm still asking you, you are not part of Ohaneze Ndigbo. We don't even know if they ask us now, what is the 5-point agenda of what Ohaneze Ndigbo,
I don't know.
purports for Igbo? You don't know. Now, we don't even put the layer. You're not saying, oh, because one time an Eka man was the, part of the leadership. So I gave you the example of Ngozi's own faction of this thing has, all these non-Southeast Igbo people there. What has that done with anything? It doesn't change the fact that you went and you took a whole state. Edo State has at least 5 ethnic groups in it. Yep. So that's why I don't want us to that. I don't think that that's taking us off the point. We have pissed enough people off right from the war. There are people that are in this gulag. They are saying, I'm from Eka, but I'm not Igbo. But another Eka person will say, I'm Eka, but I'm Igbo. Yeah. These are things that if you assume that everybody is going to be part of this Biafra, that's why you think you can legitimately get it. Meanwhile, Eka people did not sit at home. Iwanke people did not sit at home. That group in Calabar that you said that are indigenous Igbo people, they did not sit at home. The consequences of this agitation for the past 26 years has been on Igbo people of the Southeast alone. So what other context do we need to have this conversation?
Chama, I hear you, and everything you're saying is very valid, right? But here's the thing. It expands this topic, or it expands the conversation. And in my opinion, it leads us into a rabbit hole. I like to keep the conversation how we intended for it to be today, so that we don't expand it and then keep talking about things that are very relevant in the grand scheme of things. However, as far as today, it would be nice to just stay within, the idea or the essence of this topic. And that's why I was trying to bring him back, if that makes sense. It wasn't necessarily to piss anybody off or to make anybody feel any type of way. That's not my intention here. I wouldn't come here to make my co-host, I'll come make my co-host feel any type of way. I wouldn't do that, Choma. I hope you understand that.
I'm not even talking. I feel like you two are glossing over it, but I'm just going to let it be. Because I think that what bothers me about this whole Biafra thing is sometimes the audacity that we have to assume that other people are on board. And we've done test runs, and then maybe some of these people are not young enough to, like, old enough to kind of know when these things happen. We've had test runs, and I don't think people understand just how dangerous it has been and how detrimental it has been to us. So when it gets heated like this, you need to let it just ride out. Why? Because that's really what this debate is.
Yeah.
These people have had opportunities to confront Kanu.
True.
They had opportunities. They had access to go to those meetings and confront it. And I can guarantee you that the pushback is not to this level. In fact, if you were the one saying exactly what it is that I'm saying, the pushback would be different. So I'm saying, let's even forget that it's me that's saying it, or that is the gentleman that left that said it. The fact that you want this conversation to, I'm sorry, I don't think that Kachi left what he's supposed to be doing and what I'm supposed to be doing for you to guide me on how the conversation is going to go. Because for every point you bring up, that's what we've done in the past. Every angle they want to come to use to pin us, talking about if it was legitimate. But we've already established, you even established that referendum is not in the law. So where's this other legitimate part that you're talking about? You're not saying if we now did referendum, I said, who do you want to conduct it? Because Eka people, if you go on your Facebook now and you want to piss an Eka person off, there's even a very popular person that's from Eka. This girl swears with her Igbo name, saying she's not from Eka. If you go to she's not Igbo. If you go to, they say, but your name na Igbo name, your last name na Igbo name. What do you mean? Why was she saying that? Because in the context of Biafra, that Biafra where your papa, my papa experience, those people have scars that we just keep saying, let's just talk about it from this angle.
I hear you, Chama.
They go carry that hate for their heart. Just imagine, person come to tell you now, say, Port Harcourt. Let's say you are really from Port Harcourt now. Person come tell you, say, Port Harcourt is part of
Biafra.
the states.
Chama, I hear you, right? I hear you, but hopefully we can move past this. But try to understand, I do understand. I do understand what you're saying, 100%. But try to understand where I'm coming from, right? For us to put Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo? We have made the assumption that the Biafra don't happen, right? The Biafra don't happen. How is it going to help us? That's how I see it. That's how I see it. We're not trying to gloss or think about or talk about who is going to be a part of that Biafra. That's not the essence. That's how I see it. I'm not saying what you're saying.
Maybe I'm misinformed then, because that's not how I see it.
Okay.
Because that other layer has to be part of it, because Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo? You see how somebody came on stage and said, which Biafra do you mean? So that's why we had to widen the scope a bit so that you can talk about it from the perspective. Okay, now somebody's saying to you that a Eka person is an Igbo person. Is that person allowed to come up here? No, by our rules, we said Southeast only people, because now us don't they feel that agitation.
I hear you.
Those parameters are safe because it keeps us aligned. But it gets where if that person brings that part of it in, right? It kind of sort of, it has to be explored, because every time we leave this stage, we could be mending relationships that we didn't even break.
Fair enough.
With other non-Igbo people. We may or may not. NSPN, you're not even Igbo. Why are you here?
We've had him in the guy was saying be nationalist, Abi. Is it the nationalist one?
It's a nationalist
Okay.
guy. NSPN,
All right.
what did they do
All right. I guess we're not going to have the conversation then.
You are always, I don't know how to put it.
All right.
You're always like a hot kettle, like you're always.
All right.
Know.
NSPN, we don't already identify you, so we're not going to.
Move to the gulag. I don't.
All right,
Nobody
we're going
should
to.
really piss me off today. Don't come here and tell me I'm a hot. When Kanu was a hot cake, none of you men went there. Do not come to me and say to me that I'm a. You were damn right. I don't even think I'm pissed off enough. When you come up, if you don't want me to engage you, say, I want to just engage with Kachi. Kachi is my brother. He's very calm. He will speak the English in the way that no. Because when you people were preventing me from burying my dad on a Monday, I did not shout. So nobody should come here and tell me how I should talk about Biafra. If you want it to be told to you in a very calm way, go to Nnamdi Kanu and make him talk to you in a very calm way. I'm not going to talk to you in a calm way because I'm a woman. In fact, because I am a woman, I will speak to you the way that other men speak to you. Because when Kanu and his boys were destroying Ndigbo, all of you excluding excluding the people who spoke up, of course, but all of you who now are talking about the way it's being said to you, none of you went. I've never heard any of you say, the way that Kanu was saying it, the way the Kanu was saying it. So don't come and tell me. I don't want to hear it. Just keep it in your chest.
And Chama,
And just say,
I hear you,
Chama,
right?
I don't want to engage with you, and I will mute my mic, and I will just have Kachi field the question, and when you are done, you come out, another person come up. If you want to engage me, debate me, tell me, I will unmute my mic. I think that might be better.
I don't think we want to have it that way. I don't think that would make for a good show. I mean, we're here for a reason, right? We complement ourselves, right? We are no sabi, you come, and for the most part, you're more, you're more versed when it comes to this Biafra topic. So we don't want it. We don't want to have it, that way. But Chama, again, this is not about you being a woman or me being a man. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I mean, obviously, you said something about I might not see it because I'm a man, but I guess, right? I don't necessarily approach it that way. I just try to.
But how many people have come on this stage to tell you about is the way you're saying it? I mean, I've done at least 4 shows with you now. And considering the information,
maybe they are intimidated. Chama, maybe they are intimidated by your intelligence. How about you take it like that? They are intimidated by your depth.
No.
They are intimidated by your depth. How about that, Chama? How about that?
I'm going to call it out because I want to encourage other women to come up on stage, okay? But I also want to encourage other women that if you toe this line that I am towing, okay, you are going to be in rooms where people are going to question. The reason why a lot of people did not believe what I was saying to them factually, this information that I'm saying right now is not different from what I said before. It's simply because I'm a woman. So it does matter. Because if the reason why
I don't think it's because you're a woman. I think it's because of the depth of knowledge that you bring.
No,
I don't think it's because you're a woman.
I don't lie to myself. But let's just move on.
All right,
if you come up on stage, I just say that if you come up on stage and you don't like my way of engaging, that's fine. You tell me, and I would just literally just mute and I would just basically watch the interaction. The reason why I'm saying that is so that, because the thing is, I don't think you people are not pissed off enough. Because if people were pissed off enough, we will not be having this conversation in May 2026. There should have been a point where most Igbo people would have just woken up and said, what were we doing? We did do ourselves. We did not, when Sit at Home started calling the numbers, you start here now and you repeated the number 19.1 billion. Do you know why people are sitting here and typing nonsense and saying, if it was in a legitimate way, if it was in a referendum way, and not looking at you're talking about the data. How do we know the data? But the data that we do have, that it has been detrimental. It has not affected you to even shift. You are still making certain concessions within yourself and say, if it was legitimate, but then, it means that y'all are not pissed enough. So I will be pissed enough for everybody on this stage. Kachi, my brother, is calm. He will give you the Chineke way of saying it. But if you come, I will give you the Ndaboski version of the conversation. So come up and I'm going to mute my mic now. Okay?
Chama, do not mute your mic, please. Please do not. We are begging you not to mute your mic, Chama. Your perspective is very needed here. Please don't.
Make them come up now.
Yeah, they're definitely going to come up, but please don't mute your mic. Please don't mute your mic. Your perspective is very, very much needed here, please. And I thank you for not muting your mic, by the way. But I see you, Dede, Chris, and Paparazzi. I see you guys requesting. I'm not ignoring you guys, but we just want to segment this for this show for today. Towards the end of the show, maybe the last one, then we're going to bring people who agree with us because we know where we stand. We know the side where we want to stand as well. So we don't want to bring you guys up and we start repeating the same things that we've been talking about all this while, right? But I do appreciate you guys for being here and requesting. I see someone Equatorial requesting as well. Make I bring you, but please, if you're requesting, make sure you're Igbo. Make sure you again you think Biafra helps Igbo. Southeast.
Southeast.
So that, and you also think that Biafra helps Igbo people, so that we'll go get that conversation. All right, Equatorial, what's your name, please? And thank you for joining.
Thank you, Kachi. My name is Paul.
Paul, okay?
I'm from Abua Odua local government.
Abua Odua, na River State, yeah?
Na River State.
All right. Will they look for Southeast? Right, Chama? No. 1 second. 1 second.
Just 1 minute.
One second. We'll give you the 1 minute. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Chama, that's what it is, right? Just Southeast, right? That's what we just agreed, right? All right.
Anyhow, at this point,
All
he
right.
said he wants 1 minute. We don't know what he wants to say. So yeah.
No, we want to keep it strictly to
Guys,
Southeast.
just follow the
Yeah.
rules. Second part of the segment, and or maybe Kachi could also be because there are newcomers who are coming up, so they didn't hear the rule when we
Said it.
make the.
But
Yes,
we just
so
said this
maybe
one too,
repeat,
yeah. We just said this one. So if he missed it before, he got it now again. So again, we're trying to have the show. Me and Chama get a little bit misunderstanding on the intricacies of the title here. But regardless of where you're, which side you want to come from, if you want to discuss the Biafra first, Chama dey here for you. If you want to discuss the downside, how does it help Ndigbo? I dey here for you. Chama Chama.
Oh yeah.
All right,
the one way to make my brother speak Igbo. You don't say what that pass Gary.
All right, Chama. Is it not so?
I love it.
Shout out to me. Shout out to me. Anyway, anywhere you want come from, if not the Biafra side, Choma dey for you. If not, how does it help Ndigbo? I dey for you and Choma still dey for you. I dey for you for every side, Choma dey for you for every side. So please feel free to request. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because Mr. Vic, he made, and there was some question I was going to ask him before he said no go do again. The heat was too much for him. My brother, Mr. Vic, he said no they do again. He said something like,
don't make it. There was no heat. The heat has not even. We have only just poured the oil. The ororo has not even heat up.
Yep.
So we just start the room. When we start the room now, we start the room maybe 3:15 or thereabouts. So we never get me in my Ndaboski mood.
Absolutely.
But one of the things that makes debates kind of great to me is how heated they can be. The truth of the matter is, I actually liked that he was someone who wasn't just like, oh, Radio Biafra told me or anybody told me. But it was also going to be heated because I knew there were places we had concessions already. So, and those kind of conversations, like if he has stayed, I can guarantee you at the end of that conversation, it would have been a matter of, okay, we agree here, but you see here, we don't agree. Because he didn't come off like, he wasn't like smart enough to know when to like concede, right? And that's why I also put that if you're new here and you're new to me and you're new to whatever, I have every right to be pissed off at this Biafra thing. Okay? The house I was in was set on fire. If I died, then I was in the land of the ancestors. None of you will come here and be telling me, I'm not mad enough. I'm not angry enough. In fact, the anger that Kachi does not want to feel, I will carry it on his behalf. Put it on top of my head like that. And that's Igbo. There's not going to be any of this American stuff and be all soft here. We're not doing that here. What we're doing here is, because that fire that made us to forget how Igbo people were, and that this thing that we are bringing up to ourselves is not beneficial. That same fire that we used to join it is the same fire we used to bring ourselves from it. So, again, if you're new to the room, welcome. But please, we want to keep this maybe 1 hour to people of the Southeast, people who, whether you've been affected with Biafra agitation directly, fine. If there was a camp in your village at some point, also come up. We just want to know, how does it help Ndigbo? This whole Biafra agitation. Because Kachi said it. We're always saying, agitate. We're agitating. We are marginalized. So as a result, we want to separate from Nigeria. Okay, this Biafra now, where did it go? What would it make us, like, how would it make us be, be better than what we were? The gentleman was even taking us in that line. I think he was saying something about other tribes. So if we separate and we are, by the way, we are homogenous. I mean, the Southeast states right now are homogenous. If you're talking about homogeneity, you have to then not think about those other people. Because for the past maybe 50 years, the only people who have had a shared path culturally are those 5 Igbo states. We may have been Abia at Igbo people and Abia people may have been one place, but we have been going on the same self-determination path. So the next question would have been, so what is preventing us from laying the framework
Yep.
For that, since we already have, we are homogenous in terms of language, we may have different dialects, but we understand each other. You don't get Igbo where we go speak here, where you no go understand.
He gets
But
some you no go
somebody else from
understand though.
another-
He gets some you.
Well,
Abriba for Abia State, you fit no understand them like that. Though.
No, I mean, but you say context clues now.
Yeah,
you go
true.
Say they won't carry you. You know, you may not hear where they won't carry you go, but you go here say they plan to carry you. That is happening,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you think about it from that context,
Yeah.
this thing that we keep like glossing over, Kachi, what really breaks my heart is by the time we don't really realize as a group, say we don't deviate too much.
Yep.
By the time we want to return back to the table of negotiation for other things,
Time don't go.
we fragmented ourselves so much
Yep.
that I'm just like, I shudder to think what will happen, because now we no go have the Biafra, we no go have the proximity to the center.
Yep.
What would we then have?
Yep.
I'm curious to even know that as we go into the conversation. So guys, please come up. Don't let the energy scare you.
Yeah.
I am nice on Sundays, trust me.
Yep. And Mr. Vic, I see you just joined and you took back your request, but feel free to
Feel free
re-request.
to come up. Yeah.
And I was going to say something he said about homogeneity. He said, if say we did homogeneous, say killings where they happen for Nigeria, no for they happen. And Chama, you touched on that a little bit. The killings where they happen for Nigeria. What about the ones where they happen for Southeast now? In the past 10 years, the killings, moderate in the Southeast. It has never happened before. Who is causing it? Are we not still homogeneous in the Southeast? So your arguments of we need homogeneity for us to advance as a nation, it doesn't necessarily hold. Biafra, in my opinion, there is no area of the Biafra that I see it helping us. And that's where I wanted to see that your argument from. But I see you requesting again. Let me bring Mr. Vic up, and hopefully we can have that conversation till the end without you getting upset and leaving. Hopefully we can have that conversation without you leaving again. But thank you for joining again, Mr. Vic.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. You already know where we left off. So if you want to start off from there, or if you want to start on a fresh note, whichever one you want to do, we can go from there.
Okay, so I'll make some clarifications on
Okay.
certain things because I want us to have a very honest debate and an honest conversation. So I know you said, first of all, I should stop looking at the comments.
Please,
I will, but at the same time,
please
I'm
leave
outside.
comments.
I
The
still look at
comments can you leave me at the look comment. Cost where this would they cost me for no be smart thing, my brother. Yeah. So if Chama they look at the cost where they cost no be smart thing. So try to ignore the comments and just talk to me and Chama with day, and now we there for you.
Yeah, so I want to clarify something because there's a difference between IPOB and Biafra because there's a notification. I mean, there's something I've been seeing on the comments saying, "Oh, Obingo lawyer, IPOB lawyer." I mean,
And that hurts your feelings, right? You cannot come here to start addressing comments. That's not what we created this.
No, I understand.
If
I'm
not,
just
me,
trying
for
to
the use the
explain to them
platform to
from
the
my
address
perspective.
comments. Then if that hurts
you're
your feelings, I'm
correct.
telling you, these people they cost me shege here. You see me, they talk about them. It's what it is. Now me
you're
carry
correct.
myself come here, right? It's what it is. So
Yeah.
please ignore whatever they call you. Me, I no call you a bingo lawyer. Unless I did that, then you can address me. If Choma no call you a bingo lawyer, if she did, then you can. I know she didn't do it. I'm just saying. But then you can address it. But ignore the comments. It's what it is. They're there for a reason. But let's skip that part. And I know you were talking about homogeneity. If you want, we can continue in that path. Or if you want to talk about I know you were also talking about Ika people being non-Igbo or something in those lines. If you want to go that side, we can also talk about it. But it's up to you.
No, we can start from where we stopped, which was on the issue of I said one of the things that can help Igbo people in terms of Biafra is the fact that we're homogeneous. And you asked me, is there a country, an example of a country?
And you mentioned
that
Japan.
is that? And I said Japan. And I mean, there's another country you can pick off. There's Qatar.
Yeah,
Qatar
but my only argument to that is that these are not the only successful countries in the world. America, one of the greatest countries in the world, not homogeneous. They have, in fact, it's the melting pot of the world. This one no be just indigenous people now. The indigenous people of the US now they're even like minority group. There's people from all over the world in Nigeria. And America is very successful. China, same thing, very successful. India, same thing, very successful, right? So, you can point out just those few ones, but there are exceptions for a reason, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit deviating, but let me just
Okay.
clear that. There's a clarification on America. America was founded by Europeans. Their constitution also even called Black people 3/5 of your human beings.
Okay.
So the point where you say that, oh, America is now of a lot of people, I'm just trying to give you the foundation of America.
You've made
America
that
is
point.
founded-
I think everybody knows that point. However, America, as we know it today, is not homogeneous. That's a fact. Whether
Yes.
Europeans
let's leave
found
that part.
them
Let me go
or
straight to-
not founding, the indigenous people, I don't think they would agree with you when you said you found them. They were living here and you say you found them. I don't know if they will take that one very, likely with you, right? So I don't know where that's coming from, but let's stick to the point. And, America is not homogeneous. It's a lot of different people from all over the world. They're in America, and America is very successful.
Okay, yeah. So let me go straight to the point. So yes, obviously there will be countries that are, different people that will be successful. However, I'm focusing more on Biafra, and that's why I gave the example of Qatar and Japan. And I quite agree that Japan is not 100% homogeneous. No country in the world you say is 100% homogeneous. I'm saying is close to homogeneous. They're close to 100% being homogeneous. So that's why I gave the example of Qatar.
Okay.
I gave the example of Japan. Now, how does that help Biafra if Biafra was to ever come, which I believe Biafra would never come, but assuming Biafra was to come, being homogeneous, like I earlier mentioned, I said being homogeneous helps you in terms of that shared values, and the trajectory of how you want to run your country.
Okay.
So that's one of the benefits for me personally.
Mr. Vic, you've said something that I think go help us end the conversation. You've said, and I think for on different levels, on so many levels, I think you agree with us. You're just trying to make an argument, which is good. Chama is up for that argument. If you want to stay put and have that argument with Chama. However,
what tribe are the people in Osun, Idato North, and Lilu? What tribe are those people?
I have no idea.
The Igbo people now. That one is not an idea. Something also Igbo people now.
So we're already homogenous in the southeast. Everybody in the southeast is homogenous. It didn't prevent Osun. It didn't prevent Lilu.
Not everybody in the southeast is homogeneous. In Anambra State, you still have some people that are from.
Do you know what it means to? Do you know what homogeneity is? You've already conceded that even in Japan they are not homogenous. Nigeria, in terms of the way Nigeria is right now, the north is not even close to the homogeneity that we have in the southeast. Southeast, as we know it, the 5 southeast states. We're not talking about dialect differences now. We're talking about homogeneity. Means that at least 80% of the people of the southeast are.
That is correct.
Speaking.
That is
right.
correct. Yes.
Religion. Yes, there are people who are traditional worshippers or maybe half and half, or maybe even Muslim, but Muslim is still in the minority. We can cross that out. Like if you're not Christian, you're Pentecostal or you're Anglican or whatever. So Christian, 80%, okay? So we have language, then we have ordinala nominala, right? Culture and tradition. So what is it in terms of being homogenous, right? So a kurulo concept. What is ordinala? Ordinala kosi de. So it means that it's not transient, like culture that changes with time, like clothing or even style of dancing. Things like Ewankumwani is tradition because it's there. So we have 3 things now in terms of what makes a group of people homogenous. Then the follow-up question to this sort of thing is, based on how we are structured now, not the 1967 time, but now, those 5 states check off on those 3 things of being homogenous. But if the idea is that homogeneity is going to sort of ensure that we are maybe self-determining in the right direction, or we have sort of the same ideas about leadership and all those other things, then Osu would not have happened. Then Lilu would not have happened, because people would have realized that Lilu people were Igbo people who were Christians, who speak Igbo, and who do ordinala nominala. So if those things already exist as it is within the 5 states that we already have now, you don't have to then think about like other people. We are just keeping it here. Lilu will not have happened. By the time they set up camps in Osu, Also, by the way, is one of the main places that the Biafra, because I know that you said something about IPOB is not Biafra, but I think that that's an unfair deviation from what the point is. The agitation of Biafra that we know today stems from the IPOB part of Biafra. Most people who are talking about Biafra are not even talking about the Masob version or even the Odumegwu Ojukwu version of Biafra. The Biafra that we know in recent times, the one that led to us sitting at home, that you already accepted that, kind of ruined our place, that it wasn't a good thing, they stemmed from this current agitation. And there is no other bigger group that we know that led from the front of that stuff that is IPOB. So we can't we can't remove them from the sort of the Biafra conversation and now try to make this distinction. Ndineku for Biafra, the difference, and Ndineku for IPOB are very different, but they are one of the same, because you can't have IPOB without Biafra. The whole idea of IPOB is
I kind of disagree with you. You can have Biafra without IPOB. I disagree with you on that, but go ahead.
You cannot have current day Biafra agitation today as we know it. I'm not talking about the ones that are making us feel better now. I'm talking about as we know it in current day, because we're talking about data now. Every single person in this room who identifies as Biafra, particularly the ones who are not educated, the only reason they identify as indigenous people of Biafra, not the organizational, this indigenous people of Biafra, and they are talking about Biafra coming, Biafra is here, Biafra must come, Guinea. They are referring directly to the Biafra that spawned from, the organization that comes from IPOB, whether you want to call it Radio Biafra or whatever. That is a fact. That's not something that we imagine. Sure, there are people who would have wanted to be part of Biafra, even if Nnamdi Kanu did not exist, but they were in the minority. How do we know that?
Mr. Vic, what's your disagreement though? But sorry, Chama.
So basically, my disagreement is on the fact that she's saying Biafra, it's not helpful to the Ndigbo people. And I'm giving reasons why I feel that Biafra. Yes, that's
not necessarily. She was saying something in the line of that this IPOB people that believe in IPOB currently, they all believe in it because of the wider picture of Biafra. And you said you disagree with that. I believe that's
that part. I just said I disagree because she feels that she's trying to picture IPOB and Biafra as the same thing.
But they are though.
No.
But they are though. They are the same thing. No. So if you say no, why do you say no then? That's the question.
Because Biafra, first of all, Masob as it is more as how would I explain it now? This man called Uwazurike is him that actually started this whole Biafra something in the early 2000s. That's when he started it. The whole trying to bring about the Biafra spirit up.
Okay.
And he started it up, and I'm saying.
So if Uwazurike started the Masob,
left in place. Let me finish. There was a lacuna that was left in place when he was imprisoned, and that space was left. And after that space was left, of course, Nnamdi Kanu took it up.
Okay.
How does this counter any of the things that I'm saying?
Now that's the question I wanted to ask. So if Uwazurike started Masob, one second, Mr. Vic, I let you finish.
Okay.
If Uwazurike started Masob in the spirit of Biafra, and you're saying Masob and Biafra are not the same, how does that?
No, I didn't say Masob and Biafra are not the same. I said IPOB and Biafra are not the same. That's what I said.
All right. If you want to tell us why you think they're different.
Masob and Biafra the same?
I would say it's just more of. I wouldn't say they are the same. No, I wouldn't say it's the same.
Okay, so
it's
what makes Masob more of Biafra, the same as Biafra, like synonymous with Biafra?
No, I never said
Masob.
I never said Masob is. I never said Masob is Biafra again.
All right.
No, but your insinuation is that Biafra is different from IPOB. And what I led you through is that IPOB as an organization, in fact, the identity IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, that was coined in 2015, exists today in our consciousness, not as a result of the remnant that came from the 1999 agitation that was started by Wazirike. And we've already gone past that history. So I'm saying where we are now, there's no, at least in our generation, if you're going from even the diaspora, you're going from the people who say Biafra or death, Biafra or death, all of their Biafra agitation things that has happened in the past 5 years, 10 years, 26 years. There's some stem from Masob, yes, but after Masob left and this other faction took over, right? Anyone who's telling you Biafra right now usually references, how do we know that? Because if you put Kanu's picture here now, okay, everybody who's talking about Biafra recognizes that. In fact, IPOB will be the religion or the vehicle that has propelled this sort of Biafra agitation in modern times. That's why I referenced, I said, it's not the Masob Biafra that people remember. How do I know this? Because in 1999, most people in America had dial-up internet. There were not dial-up internet in Nigeria. That was why most people who heard about Masob heard about it later. Most people in this place now, if they were members, they were probably they had their uncles, but IPOB is the one that made this Biafra agitation that we know today. Do you agree with that? So that we can then
let me
go to
finish.
your
I agree
other
with what you're saying in
pushbacks.
terms of IPOB made this Biafra agitation very, very popular. But having said that, it does not mean that IPOB should be the face of Biafra or IPOB is the same thing as Biafra.
But it is
These are
though.
two
But
significant-
it is though. It's the face of Biafra.
It should
IPOB
maybe
is the
it
face
should
of
be,
Biafra.
but it
Biafra is a spirit. Biafra is
Biafra is not a
something that
Biafra is not a spirit, my brother.
it's not a spirit.
It's actually a spirit.
All right, here's the thing, right? Make we end on this note. You made a statement earlier. You said Biafra will never come, and I think me and Chama and you, if we agree on that one, it will also solidify something Chama said earlier, that at the end of the day, me, you, and her, we're going to agree on something, and we're going to move forward if we have the conversation longer. And you did come back, and we've at least agreed on that one. You also agreed with Chama on the topic of homogeneity, when you were saying the Igbo people are not 100% homogeneous, and Chama said, so which place in the world is 100% homogeneous, right? So I think we're agreeing on a few things, and I think we can use that to just end the show, because there's no point, going in circles on if IPOB is the face of Biafra, which I think everybody would agree that currently IPOB is the face of Biafra in Nigeria currently. But Mr. Vic, I appreciate you joining. Make we move forward. You can request again. Yeah, you can request again.
I just wanted to say something why
right.
I feel Biafra would actually help Igbo people, apart from the
All right.
homogeneity.
You say you for talk this one since. You know, great talk. You allow us, they go round since. Now we want to end. You say you want to talk
because
it.
when I want to speak, Choma just goes
No,
around
okay.
talking, she
Let's
overtalks.
no
But
shit.
anyways,
All right. We're gonna have to go though, Mr. Vic. I
I
appreciate you.
overtalk because I'm smarter than you.
All right. You don't hear him, Mr. Vic, and I appreciate you.
I want these arguments, by the way. If anybody's taking records, I gave you every opportunity. I even considered where we are arguing. I didn't know where you were taking me from. So I overtalk because I'm smarter than you.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Mr. Rap Short, welcome.
Mr. Rab for sure. Where is your name? I say, where is your name? What is your name?
Rap for sure.
What is your name?
And I'm not.
What's your name?
I'm not here to speak to.
What's your name,
Rap
please?
for sure.
What's your name? You have a
Ray.
name. What's your name? Your first name, please.
Ray.
Nin.
Ray. Okay. Mr. Ray, welcome.
Mr. Rain.
Yes,
Okay. Where are you from? That would be the follow-up question, so that we know who we're speaking with.
Somebody's getting told.
All right. I think you're also having some network issues there. Mr. Rain, where are you from, Mr. Rain? All right. I think we're having some network issues with you there. If you want to feel free to request again. Hopefully you have better connection. Make we keep the show going.
But he's not even Igbo, so I think that's what we're just saying, Mr. Ray. But he just came in, so I don't think he realized we were making those specific roles. So let's look at somebody else. Is somebody else on the stage?
Yeah, Wilfred.
Wilfred. Okay.
C. Ejiofor or Ike Ejiofor.
Yeah, you got it. How far?
All right, I did fine, Mr. Wilfred. Thank you for joining. Your name already tells us you're Igbo, but where are you from, like statewide?
Hello, Chama. I'm from.
Hey, Wilfred. I wanted to ask Kachi, say the last name again, I beg.
He said it perfectly.
I don't hear understand.
Hapu hedere na moto, bae moto. Choma hapu hedere na moto, bae moto. Hapu hedere na moto.
You said it so Me,
He
I'm
said it
shocked. Now why I
perfectly.
say, Kachi, they try. I'm proud of you, brother.
Hey man, I'm learning.
I was so shocked you said it the right way. I said, say it
I'm
again.
learning. Ike Jofor. Thank you, Mr. Wilfred. We'll go call you Mr. Wilfred. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. But what state are you from,
Welcome.
Imo. I'm
though?
from Imo.
All right.
State.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
What do you think
Biafra, how
about
does
the
it help
topic?
Ndigbo?
Look, I think Biafra is an ancestral memory that every Biafran should have in the back of their mind while participating in Nigeria. That's my philosophy. I disagree with the previous guest who came up and said Biafra will never come. I don't think that. Over the next 100 years, an Igbo nation may arise or a Biafra nation can arise. It's possible. I mean, nobody knows tomorrow. So I think it's premature to say, oh, Biafra can never happen. Why not?
But it will never happen though. It will never happen though. I mean,
Why?
from looking at the data and looking at what the information we have at hand, Biafra will not happen. It will not happen.
Well, God bless Nigeria, but I think it's more likely that Biafra will happen 200 years from now than Nigeria to still be a
Why are you
nation.
so concerned about 100, 200 years now? Let's talk about right now, because none of us will be alive then. So even my child wouldn't be alive then. I mean, 200 years is a very, very long time.
It is.
So, but right now, like, let's focus on the right now. Like, let's say Biafra came. I liked the way that my brother Kachi brought it. It was like, let's even say we forget all the rigmarole and say, okay, Biafra now comes. How does that help Ndigbo? Like, because you mentioned Nigeria and the way that you say we are just experiencing it. I forgot what the word you said. You said we are just participating in it or something?
Yeah, we're participating in Nigeria.
We're participants in it, right? So what would then make Biafra, say, different from us being, spectators or participants in, say, Nigeria?
I would be obtuse to not mention the fact that the Biafra is similar to like Catalonia or similar to New York City. If it was, just like how Catalonia is the richest part.
Tell me how is the same as Catalonia, because the way Catalonia is going about it is completely different from what.
So I'm not referencing the technique, like IPOB versus Masab. Yeah, I don't really care about IPOB, honestly. But the idea of we are a richer, maybe some of it's cultural superiority that we feel, like the idea that, our way of life is superior, our land is superior.
But our way of life is not superior.
Yeah, that's a joke. You even hear people say,
you say this so. Okay.
Igbo goats taste better than, have you heard people say that before, that our goats, our dwarf goats, they taste better than other goats? This idea that our land is richer than other lands, I think, is a serious notion that we should keep in the back, because it's true. I mean, Imo State, my state, has more natural gas than every other state in Nigeria. So,
but Bayelsa also has more oil than every other state in Nigeria. So what's your point?
And they should know that, right? Because
they do know that, and I mean that's why they did the whole Niger Delta stuff, and then they wanted resource control, and they kind of fought for it, and then they came to that negotiating table to then negotiate the terms around that, which is something that we have failed to do, which is basically you use the word participating. So to participate in something is actually good. It means that you're part of it, but I think you're giving us too much credit. We were participants at some point, but then we started to sort of make ourselves like, I don't know if you speak Igbo well, but one left leg here, one right leg here, right? So that kind of thing of you went from being a participant to now wanting to be a spectator, as if Nigeria is just happening to you. Meanwhile, you are a major tribe in Nigeria. And no, I don't believe that, our culture is more superior or whatever. That's arbitrary. It is rather subjective. I think that my pride, everybody knows that I'm an Igbo babe through and through. But me being an Igbo, and being a proud Igbo person is not in contradiction of somebody who's proudly Yoruba or proudly anything. And I don't think it's even what we are talking about here. What we are saying is this Biafra, this place that is milk and honey, this place that would be different, that will make us not just participants, we will just be like kings and queens, like the pharaohs and the, however you want to put it, like where we will now benefit from all these, our goats that you say is superior and all the. How does that help Ndigbo? like right now, and then using the context of what you know with the agitation, because you keep saying let's forget about, we can't forget about that, because that's the test. And I seen Seattle, how the shit is going to come out. So that's really,
So
we can't force the agitation and leave it out of it. What do you think about that?
So my philosophy is, look, we're participants in Nigeria, right? But when you participate, you have to be willing to walk away. That's how deals work. If you can't walk away from it, you can't negotiate, right?
No, you can't, but you can't walk away when you, because you, okay.
So can you
sure.
accept that?
In
You
a
have to be
contract
willing to walk away.
situation, you're right. It's like business, Abi. It's like if me and you come to the table, Wilfred, you're sitting over here, and we put terms and conditions on the table. And then I say, oh, this is not working, and I walk out of it. But that's meaning that we're looking at the same contract. When you're talking about agitation and secession, you're not reading from the same book as Nigeria. Because the very act of even talking about Biafra is an act of war. It means that you cannot then come to the table and be talking about walking away. Which leverage are you using to walk away? Is it the gas that you mentioned, by the way? I hope you know that there is no country in the world outside of Nigeria that requires anybody from the Southeast to get to that oil. Shebi, you know.
Yes, and that's part of the reason why it's good to understand your leverage. It's good to have your leverage. So first of all, I'm not just from Imo State. I'm a part of an ecosystem, not just Igbo, but I'm also part of this ecosystem known as Biafra, right? So when you go to the negotiating table, right? I'm a participant in Nigeria. I should be aware of my leverage. I should be aware of it. You know, I've seen so many things.
What is our leverage? What is that leverage?
For not just our land resources, but also the human resources, the human capital. In that area, you can call it Biafra if you'd like.
No, it's not Biafra. That area is not
It's
Biafra.
not Biafra, it's the southeast.
I mean, we can call it Biafra. I don't really care.
We
about calling
can't,
it
but it's the
Biafra.
southeast of Nigeria.
Yeah, but those are
And population wise, you're not in some geography wise, if we carry the whole of the southeast, we can literally put it in Niger State. We can put it in Kogi
I
State.
hate it when people say that because it's so dismissive of the resources and what we bring to the table. When people say that, it's like
dismissing that.
that's
We
very
bring things
dismissive.
to
It's a
the
dismissive
table.
statement people make. Like, oh, we could put your whole state tribe in Oyo, as if the contributions of the Southeast is equivalent to Niger State or Oyo. Like, come on.
But we're not talking about the contributions. And I think you were, Wilfred, my dear, I think you came much later. When we talked about, so right now, as an Igbo person, everybody who's here as an Igbo person already has the Igbo pride. So there's nobody here that is even more Igbo than the other person. That's aside. But what we're talking about right now, because if you think about even the concept of one Nigeria, Igbo people have kind of lived it, right? There's no other tribe in Nigeria that's scattered the way that we are scattered. I'm not talking about outside of Nigeria. I'm talking about within Nigeria. It means even the Niger State that I'm talking about right now, there are Igbo people there. There are Igbo people pretty much everywhere. So that's testament of our sort of human ingenuity or human resources. It's live and well because we are everywhere. Like, I mean, the Zenith Bank, for example, is run by an Igbo woman. The Onyenaro president, Obi, was the head of Fidelity for many, many years. So nobody here can ever and I will not be any stage where we are now saying Igbo people are not contributing to Nigeria or whatever. That's not what we're talking about. Nobody can doubt that. It's the fact that you are Igbo self is the testament of
but our
greatness.
contributions are much greater.
Yeah,
so when you hear people say things like, "Oh, we're equivalent to Oyo State," or especially
I'm
when
not saying equivalent,
but when
I
so
didn't
many
say-
of the resources of Nigeria comes from a small plot of land. We're
But
the
that's
New York.
not
We're,
part of no.
we're
That
like
is
the New York
false.
City of
Wilfred,
Not really,
that
not
is
really.
false.
We're not the
And
New York
we
City.
shouldn't lie to ourselves.
That's not true.
What runs Nigeria? Hold on one second, my darling. What runs Nigeria? Okay, Nigeria runs on oil.
Crude
It's
oil.
even a slogan. That oil is not. I mean, we have oil in Imo State, or we even have gas. Nigeria is not running on gas right now. Nigeria is running on oil. It's been running on oil since 1966, kind of. So that oil, in the Biafra, if anybody's talking about this thing, where they do us, this oil, where they do. Now, Biafra people suppose they hold everybody pints because those people don't see Shege Ganza, okay? in terms of, you're saying resources, yes, Igbo people, like, we have arable lands and all of that stuff, but other places have arable land. If you think about even the food supply that circulates in Nigeria, most of the food that is coming out of Nigeria is not coming from the southeast. So I want us to ground everything in reality. I know that there is the part of us that wants to just be like, we are the greatest with the greatest, but everybody else is the greatest in their own village.
In their own right.
Me, I'm even the greatest in my own house. Inside my house, I'm a queen. But I cannot come to your house now and tell you, say I'm the queen in your house.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Wilfred, are we kind of sort of on that same page, or you're saying no?
So I hear what you're saying. I don't have a superiority complex. I just think if you look at what each region's bringing to the table, I don't think there's anything wrong with people from one region saying, look, if you don't give us our fair share, we're going to leave.
What is this fair share?
It's very healthy, actually.
What is this fair share that you think the country is not giving us?
Personally, I think a presidency, to me, that's the equivalent of a fair share.
If you want to please,
so
if you
give it to us?
Chama, please give me 1 second.
Our brother is there. P2B is there.
Chama, please give me 1 second on this one. Before we get back to the fair share. Before we get back to the fair share, you also made a claim that Biafra is, and we're going to come back because I've written the fair share, so we're going to come back to that conversation. You mentioned Biafra is equal to Catalonia. If you want to expand on that, because my understanding of Catalonia is an actual region in Spain. It's not just something that was like come up with. It's an actual region of people. It has always existed as Catalonia, and they're looking to break out from Spain. So how is Biafra the same as Catalonia? You mentioned that earlier.
So just the idea of a region that's saying, look, we actually bring more to the center than we receive. Let's go. And the center is like, hey, you're not going anywhere.
Are you referring to Catalonia or you're referring to Biafra now?
I mean, you can't even tell the difference. Those are two people making similar arguments.
It's a question. That's why I'm asking.
No, both of them are making the same argument from that perspective.
But Southeast does not bring like tremendously, like a ridiculous amount to the center, and then we get less. That's not the truth. That's not the truth, though.
From my understanding, you can school me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
When I look at the infrastructure, the infrastructure being built in the Southeast, I mean, I think it took them 60 years to build that bridge, right? Right?
What?
I mean, what infrastructure is really being built in the
talking
Southeast?
about? Wilfred, calm down, guy. Like, where do they bring this? Wait.
I think Mr. Wilfred has. I think. Where do you live? Let me, if you don't mind me asking.
I mean, I go to the Southeast every year. So
every year.
You can school me, but what infrastructure are they building?
Christmas, or you are going every year? When are you going?
I go every year. Not in Christmas. Tickets are too expensive.
Christmas doesn't count like that.
Tickets are too expensive in December. I don't go in December.
Wilfred. So there's something you said about our contribution. So I know that my brother Kachi has a list. Kachi, do you want him to, because that Catalonia one is a false equivalence.
It is.
But I don't want to, because you've already admitted that you don't really know by the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being humble. I want to be respectful and humble.
No. But I love that, because you're saying no more. I know to know like that. So, and that's why I'm saying, let's just kind of break it down with what you know. So let's start with the resources, because we keep kind of going over, you keep saying we are contributing. You do know, let's even start with things like allocations. You're from the Southeast, and I know you're from Imo State. Imo State gets their allocations, all the 5 states gets their allocations. In your opinion, do you think that like Nigeria is not giving us our when due, or that we are not collecting it and everybody else is collecting it? And then that tie into what you mean by how we are contributing more to Nigeria but getting less, because I think that could give it a little bit more flesh.
Yeah, so I mean, my understanding, so for me, like, I like what they do in Texas. I know Nigeria doesn't do this. They do some kind of allocation, some kind of derivation. They give a percentage. The federal government gives out a percentage of funds, right? But I think
allocations. What are you talking? Stop talking about Texas. Like,
no. So for me, when I talk about fairness, right? Like I believe if Imo State.
Let me ask you this question. You are from Imo State. Let's forget all these other states that don't matter. Okay, let's focus on our Imo State for now. Imo State has, is on the sort of Niger Delta list. So you talked about the gas. So you do get we do get, not you, we as Igbo people get from that. You know that, right?
Yes,
Or you
but to
don't?
me, a fair version of that, if I was negotiating, I would say, look, we get 100% of what we sell. We pay taxes, maybe 20% or
Yeah, but those
whatever.
are different. Those no, hold on. Those are different conversations, and you're going too
No,
far.
so that's
I'm saying yes
fairness
or
to me.
no.
That's
Are we
fairness.
getting? Because you said we are not getting. So I'm saying you are aware that we are getting, because in that math, everybody else is getting like that. Like Bielsa State, for example, can make the argument that say, "Now us get the oil." Okay, and it's not,
And they
it's
should
not
make that
like,
argument.
if anybody should be shouting right now, it should be,
And they
because
should
don't
make that
agree with
argument.
them. But I'm saying that, and you talk about negotiation at the table, and I know that you understand what leverage is, but in the context of what you're saying now, Biafra agitation has not even brought us any closer to any table where you can now do this thing you're suggesting that Texas people are doing, or these other countries that you keep mentioning. Imo State right now, hold on.
All right. Let me just take over from there, right? And you mentioned in terms of contribution, I just did a quick Google search, and this is something that's available to everybody. And it's crazy that we don't even necessarily do these research before we start making these claims that Southeast brings a disproportionate amount compared to what we're being given back. That is not correct. You can do your own research, not even a deep research, like a simple Google search. Southwest brings 35 to 40%. The South brings 20 to 25% in terms of GDP. Northwest brings 12% to 15%. Southeast brings 12% to 14%. So when you say we bring a ridiculous amount of resource to the center and we don't get enough, that's not necessarily correct. The people that bring the most, we know it has to be the Southwest or the South, depending on which day oil price go high and trade. The Southwest, obviously, they do a lot of trade by virtue of them having the seaports that bring the major seaports in Nigeria, that everything comes into the country through that port. And then the South, obviously, because of oil. Nigeria economy is driven by oil. So when you make the argument that we're not being given our fair share, obviously you've said that you would like to be educated on these things. It would be nice for you to educate yourself to make person no come they tell you, or then if it come they
But beer
seem
parlor,
like a lie, right?
beer parlor, my argument is this, right? Let me
Yeah.
just get this off, right?
All right, go ahead.
If my state produces, let's say, $100 billion in oil sales, for example, right?
Okay.
Look, I think Imo State should keep that maybe 80 billion, pay the federal 20 billion, right?
Yeah.
That's fair versus
But
what
they do that though.
some
Do
kind
you
of
do you know
derivation.
about the 13% derivation? Do you know about that?
Well, yeah, we get 13% of sales, right?
Okay, of the oil. So how is that different from what you just said then?
No, so I'm doing the reverse. I'm saying we get all of our oil sales and we pay a tax to the federal government. So maybe it's 15%, maybe it's 20%.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
I see what you're saying, but that's not what the Constitution
But
allows.
that's not what the arrangement
That's not
is.
what
To me,
the
that would
Constitution
be a
allows.
that's fair deal.
But
Yeah,
we don't even
yeah,
have
but
the most
here-
of the oil.
here-
Now, Bayelsa people don't get the most of the oil. They are not saying this. Why are you worried
Just
about
because
this?
somebody's being persecuted and they don't cry doesn't mean I should not cry.
So Wilfred, no, I hear you. So here's the thing, and that's why I take you back to because you defined leverage in the context that I always use it, which is the right way, which is that thing that you have. But what makes that leverage is that you're able to negotiate with it. You're not at the table yet. So it's like basically saying, if I was in this room, this is how I would do it. But that's not what we're talking about. For you to be able to even renegotiate the terms, you can't run on Biafra. Biafra itself, and that's why I gave the context of the very infusion of Biafra in any conversation within Nigeria is already an act of war. Why? Because you've already fought a war under the name Biafra. So I do like the idea that you say, okay, maybe 200 years from now, there'll be an Igbo nation. It may not be even called Biafra, fine. But in the context of what we're talking about right now, you already get the derivative allocation. Then you get your area allocation. The reason why Igbo people have had a very hard time articulating Biafra compared to all those other people that you're mentioning is because if you come in the context of self-determination, what you're describing is not an Igbo problem. It's a Nigerian problem. It means that those people, that is their land that they are using to grow Kiniko, like whatever it is that we export at scale, those people will be saying, we are not. It means that Bayelsa and other Niger Delta, oil-rich areas can have the same argument. You see how this is not a Biafra conversation? Then it would then be about renegotiating the leverage of each region based on those things. It's a completely different conversation
Choma, I
that you
agree
cannot
with you.
have within Biafra, because Biafra diminishes whatever point, and in fact, it doesn't diminish it. It negates it completely. Because what that means is that under Biafra, you want to extricate and succeed and divide from Nigeria while still making the thing of like the reason why, but you're not at the table. Other people are at the table. When Bayelsa wanted to get at that table, what did they do? They started their own agitation. And when they were doing their own agitation, the country knew that this was not pain points. This thing na leverage. We they run on this thing. All those creek boys. Now they sabi swim. Oh, now them they inside that creek. If we do pararam, they will do pararam twice. They went to that table and they did what? They renegotiated the term. That is the difference between I think it should, I think it's fair, than this is what would happen if we don't start feeling some of this. And even till today, Bayelsa people, whether you like it or not, they are still aggrieved. Because why? The damage to, using that oil, what it has done to their place. But they're not coming and now saying, we must Tisala Nigeria, we must Wakele Nigeria, we must now have Bayelsa country. No, they are going to the same center. And you cannot go to that center with Biafra. Do you agree or not, Mr. Wilfred?
Well, I hear what you're saying. Obviously, if you have an issue with your wife, you don't say, I'm going to divorce you every time you start off the conversation. So I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like, yeah, you have a fair issue, but I also, do you acknowledge what I'm saying about the unfairness? Because I think it's very clear there's an unfair.
Which part?
All right, let's talk about the
this
unfairness.
idea that I agree with what you're saying, but you must admit there is this inherent unfairness that, look, I'm making $100 billion, then I only collect 13 billion, and then people say, oh, I don't contribute anything. When in reality, I actually contributed 100 billion, and by way of this kind of derivation magic, I only, I don't even understand the logic.
So who's saying that Igbo people are not contributing? The fact that you're getting allocations, there's never been a time that Nigeria is saying, like,
you see it all over social media. Look at the comments. Look at these people commenting.
Again, stop looking at the comments, my brother.
I know, I'm focusing.
For God's sake.
Even this idea that the Southeast is contributing such a small amount when a majority of the resources are coming from one area, I think is...
Where is the majority of the resource coming from?
One area.
Well, you can easily say the natural gas, for example. That's a fair...
Nigeria doesn't run on natural gas, right? I mean,
Nigeria doesn't run on natural gas now.
It doesn't matter. That's where Nigeria's getting the vast majority.
It does matter because you're making a bad faith argument and then you say it doesn't matter. Nigeria doesn't run on... Nigeria's GDP is not...
Oil country. Let's be honest.
Nigeria's GDP...
Gas, though.
Nigeria's GDP is not majorly on
oil,
gas.
Fuel, petroleum.
That's a bad faith argument. And then when we call it out, you say it doesn't matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter? It matters.
Okay, I'm kind of grouping oil and gas together. Okay, fair. You can separate the
oil and gas is oil and gas for a reason. Oil and gas. It's oil and gas for a reason.
I'm grouping the two when I'm saying this. You're separating them. Okay, fair.
It's not the same thing.
But let me just stick to my own state. Think about how it feels when I hear they're building a pipeline to Morocco. What do I gain from that?
Are they building a pipeline from Imo State to Morocco right now?
Yeah, well, that's the plan. They want to build a pipeline, I forget the name of, from Morocco all the way to Morocco.
I'm not aware of that. However, let's get back to you saying we're not getting our fair share as Ndigbo. Mm-hmm. What is that fair share?
I think when it comes to, let me change my argument due to Chama. All this resource control. I think the resource control mathematics is nonsense. And I think that's really affecting the people so-called Biafrans.
All right.
How do you think about that?
Who is the before we argue on, and that's a good argument, but who are the Biafrans? Who are the Biafrans?
Good one.
Who are the Biafrans?
Anyone that was that territory formerly known as
Let's use states. Which states are the Biafrans? Tell us which states are the Biafrans.
Formerly known as Eastern Region.
In current Nigeria, which state is the Biafran?
Nigeria.
The entire Southeast. Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Cross River.
All right. Are these people complaining to you that they don't like the sharing? We're here talking about Igbo progress and all that, right? We're not talking about Akwa Ibom progress. And we want them to progress. We want everybody to progress. But that's not what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, sure.
So how when you say the sharing formula impacts us, how does it impact us?
Yeah, my main case for the impact is this idea that you're gonna maybe they find 100 billion in your backyard. They give you 13.
Oh my God!
And then
This
all of
is
a sudden,
Yeah, it's going. We're going. I think we're going in circles at this point.
We're going in circles, and while you are when you go away from here and you start learning, also like learn things like that. When you it gets a. Do you understand Igbo, Wilfred?
I'm learning.
Okay, it's very clear. You can have village, you know. Now, so here's the thing, I understand the passion that comes with second generation and sometimes third generation Igbo diasporan children. Okay, trust me.
Don't do the children thing. I think you're dismissing the math.
No. I'm not dismissing it. I'm not dismissing it. What I would ask you, because I think that you genuinely care.
No, but I think you're dismissing the math.
I'm not
Like, I agree.
Let her finish before you determine if she's dismissing it or
Oh,
not.
you call me a child. I don't know what to say.
She didn't call you a child. You can be a 100-year-old man and still be a third generational Igbo diaspora person.
Yeah,
it doesn't have
I'm
anything to do with your age.
And my family has been here since the 60s. So that's what you mean by that's what I mean by second generation. It means that your parents probably have been here. They were probably born in America or something.
All right.
I'm just saying that.
So she's not calling you a child.
In the context of what we're saying, there's a level of excitement that comes where sometimes you're looking at these issues from this sort of emotion. Yeah, you are right. Like, yes, things should be fair. But you also admit that in order for that to happen, negotiations and leverage and those things need to be negotiated, which isn't happening. So I want you, like, as you are studying these things and as you are learning on your own, because there's a baseline that you're disagreeing with. That baseline is that these people, we are giving 100 billion and they get a fraction of it. And we say, okay, 13% is what is written in the law. Essentially, for that to now be renegotiated, all the other regions that are also contributing even more than you in this time will also be at that table saying, okay, since you say 30% is fair for all of us, we too want 30% of whatever it is that we provide. This. That would now be what a negotiation is. Within Nigeria, every other region, the South, that is why South people know they hear word when they say, in former Eastern region, they say, no, we identify as South. Why? Because every single region has its own specific leverage that does not appeal to your emotions. Biafra people are not negotiating, they are negotiating within the South thing. Yep. They're not negotiating as Biafrans. So when they go to the table with Nigeria and they put their pain points aside and they say, this is what we have. What is leverage? Leverage is what you can restrict. And when you restrict it, the other side will fill up.
Yep.
What is that thing that you can restrict and they can fill up? And I've given you that thing about the gas. And I'm saying because you are getting that percentage, you say is not high enough. We say, okay, maybe it's not high enough, but you're getting something. And the reason you are agitating for Biafra is not because the 13% is low. If that had been the case, we will not be here. It will not be why also people were set on fire. That's not what is motivating the succession argument of Biafra. These things you're talking about are Nigerian issues that really, if we had banded together with other regions and we are saying, oh, this 13%, what did they give you now? You're not saying, too good. Because us, we have interest because we want 50% on something. So we want another person to also be shouting they want 50%. Biafra will not have taken us back 26 years or even more than that. So when you study these things, study them in step by step. I'm not calling you a child, no. I'm just saying that second generation, and this is what IPOB really, really did. It was basically just like it gives this Biafra people are suffering, they are not giving us our fair due. But you get people where they don't sit down there, they complain since. And Nigeria come to tell them and say, we go consider, but they still never consider. So let's push for those things. Let's hold the federal government. If you were coming here and you're saying, okay, now let's go to federal government as Igbo people, not even as Igbo nation or anything, as the southeast of Nigeria, and we're saying, and please be able to articulate what those human resources, because you keep talking about these resources that we are producing at scale, and the only thing you're mentioning is gas. You haven't talked about the things that keep Nigerians food in our mouths.
Yep.
The things that we eat. Do you know where it's coming from? Do you know where they grow them? These are things that, how do you think those people feel? There are people that don't even see the gold in their backyard.
Yep.
Those people are shouting too. Go give people they shout. If
Yep.
you're talking about marginalization, they don't marginalize them, so they. Those people don't even get anything to even talk about. But yet, they are not trying to break the country.
Absolutely.
We are. And that is why that stigma and that scarlet letter is now on our head. Wilfred, I hope I've been able to at least convince you and not hopefully confuse you.
Yep.
In all of
No
this.
problem, Chama. Thank you, beer parlor.
Yes,
Appreciate
please come
you,
back
man.
again too. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we loved having you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining. All right, make we go small commercial break. Make we read some comments here. Make we start from YouTube. And thank you again, Chama, for making that clarification on that. This leverage, you cannot just stay and be saying, "Oh, we have human resource," and then when they ask you what is the human resource, you say, "Nah, gas." Gas no be human resource now. And again, gas is not what's powering Nigeria. Yes, it's in there. There's some percentage of it in the GDP, but it's not the majority of it, right? In the GDP. So we need to understand this thing and be able to articulate what is it that the human resource, what is that human resource that we are bringing to Nigeria that if we stop giving to Nigeria GDP go begin to shake. We don't have those things. We don't have it at scale. Let me put it that way. We don't have it at scale. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Wilfred, for being here. Make I read some chats, and then we're going to move forward. Chibueze from Facebook, he said, which people are spread and do business all over Nigeria? Those people pay tax more than any other tribe. Who pays more? Yeah, and that's a good point. You pay the taxes, right? I mean, it's not like you're doing the business in the Southeast and paying the taxes in the Southeast. The taxes...
You're paying the taxes where you are.
Where you are. That's where you're paying the taxes, right? That you're there, you're paying the taxes.
If you pay for Lagos, that train that they build there, you don't know say they contribute.
Yep, you're contributing to Lagos train and Lagos growth. Come back to the Southeast and pay that tax in the Southeast. The small one, where they pay for tax Southeast, Nnamdi and his people are limiting it by doing it at home. Billions and billions and billions of naira lost every day that there is a nonsense sit at home. And you say you're paying taxes somewhere else, and we should clap for you for paying taxes somewhere else. Man, you're restricting the one that is coming from your land. Come on now, be real, be for real. Real Tropical Man, he says, where did you get that pay more tax than any other tribe? I don't know either. I guess he's referring to Mr. Chibueze as well. And Mr. Chibueze says, anybody avoiding the word Biafra is trying to help the genocide that was committed against Ndigbo, these people fighting. This is a good conversation as well. And I think me and Chama, we've done a good job talking about this genocide this. If Ojukwu no start war, would there be genocide? You want
if
to...
we stop the war on time,
would there be genocide? You see?
we don't go home since.
So, you have to hold yourself accountable and not just put blame on every other person and remove yourself. Make yourself to be whiter than white. But anyway, Mehu Lawson, he says, God bless you all family members. Thank you. As long as you are part of Sabo, if you are Sabo, you are my family. If you are not Sabo, I don't know. But it seems like you're Sabo, so thank you for being here. All right. Congress, government, all members fraud, only more and more cash. All right. I know if you read down and finish. Chuma said, why won't we in the Southeast get a seaport if we have the most importers in the country? And Mr. Chibueze from YouTube, I hope you're still here and I hope you listen to me and listen to me clearly. Yes, we might have a huge number of importers in Nigeria, Igbo people. But when they import those things, they're importing it to Lagos. They sell most of them in Lagos, right? And again, how can you...
back empty.
Right? And how can you have a seaport in a place that doesn't have a sea? How can you have a seaport in a place that doesn't have a sea? How don't you understand these things? Like somebody was also saying the other day that Coach Charis was... according to him, that Coach Charis was on an interview, and Coach Charis was saying something like seaport still, that we don't have a seaport. And I tried to make this guy understand, a young guy. Okay, Coach Charis imports luxury cars. He imports luxury cars. He doesn't manufacture. Shout out to Innocent. He imports luxury cars, right?
Coach Charis, clarification. Coach Charis also assembles.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, not
Okay.
not at the scale of
Innocent.
yeah.
Okay. But waiting, I know I'm for another importation. But let me stick to because that's where I have my argument, right? Because Shari's imports luxury cars into Nigeria, right? So if he imports and he sells most of them in Lagos, why would he want to have a seaport? Again, we cannot even have a seaport in the southeast. But why would he be advocating for a seaport elsewhere? Where they bring your goods, they sell them there. You want to be bringing it from Delta and then pushing it back to Lagos? How does that make business sense for a businessman?
It's the talking points that gets our people riled up, and that is why I think that the political elites and the economic elites out of Ali Igbo. Anyway, I'm writing something that is going to be very scathing for them, but they are the ones that sort of trigger these conversations.
Yep.
For Charis, I mean, the root of your business is not in the southeast. Any big importer in Nigeria who's a billionaire today benefits from that sort of extractive nature of it. You go and you carry goods, like you're not exporting, because everybody just keeps saying, we need to diversify. Importation is how you made your money. You import from China, you bring it to Lagos, and accord the in fact, there won't even be enough left over to now even service anyone else, because that's where the bulk of that stuff is. So ask yourself, Kachi, what is this fascination that some of our Igbo elites within that, what is it that every time they jump to that? It's because they want to always turn to things that are impossible.
Yeah.
So that it can make the person who's so they can, number one, they can go to their villages safely. But number two, is so that it can give it like, but the roots of your business is not in the southeast. If you really were so against all of that, first of all, you will not be importing. And you will not be importing only you will also be bringing the things that will require you to even go and move it through a net.
Yeah. But
Chama is there.
Yeah, Chama, I think you're giving these people a lot of credit. I don't think that they are this smart to be thinking like, this evil genius of, make I just talk about these impossible things so that people go they fixated on them. I think you're giving them a lot of, I don't think that that's smart. These people genuinely believe that we need a seaport. But they genuinely believe that Igbo people need a seaport. I was watching Kenneth Okonkwo, and I can give him some grace because he's an actor. He could be acting. He was shouting, the marginalization of Igbo people. He goes, the marginalization of Igbo people. I'm like, this man, are you for real? This is a recent interview with Sheung. I think, I'm not going to play the video.
I haven't heard it. Send it to me, I beg. Let me listen to it.
While I'm going to play it at some point on the show. But yeah, the marginalization of Igbo people. Like, I'm like, what is this dude talking about? I think they really believe it.
Why that is always like, okay, did they all have a meeting to always go back to that? No, it's the same thing that happens in Western countries where you may not be a religious person, but when you want to run for election, your tribe, money and religion, all those things become the things that you.
What election? What election is Coach Charis running for?
No, not election, but let me use it in the context outside of election.
Okay.
The time, ask you, let me tell you why I think this, and you tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
During the time of sit at home, did you notice that none of these, we need a sheep? You notice that none of them said anything?
During which time?
During the sit at home time now, where we say Monday you cannot go.
If I'm being honest, I don't follow this thing well. Now recently, where I begin
saying.
But
so
no.
You mentioned Andy,
okay, yeah, I know, right? Kenneth Okonkwo.
And then you mentioned Coach Charis.
Yeah.
I can even put P2B. I can put Otto Eze. I can bring Chief. In fact, insert Igbo billionaire here.
Yeah.
Okay. Why were they silent? It wasn't because they particularly cared so much about Kano. It was because they participate in the very extractive nature of that comes with being a billionaire in a country like Nigeria.
Okay.
Where is your business centered in Lagos? Even if you're a comedian, it's in Lagos.
Yeah.
Even flavor where they're saying Lagos. Okay. So you live in Lagos. So when you sit at home, those things that People went to agitate. People who are agitating for Biafra, people who fight, even Gentle, if you ask him tomorrow, he will say it's because of marginalization. Okay. But that time when that thing was going on, why didn't Kocharis remember this? Okay, maybe they were sitting at home because seaport, so they're not making that connection. Why
Yep.
is it now? Why is it now that you're hearing Kocharis saying it? Why you not talk 3 years ago? That's what I'm saying to you, that there's a signal. Everything is a signal. It's like in religion, there's a signal. In society, there's a signal.
Yep.
Let's ask ourselves, why are our rich, like our wealthy, like our elites, why are they signaling the same thing? And I think after Mr. Tennyson Import UK maybe does a submission, or maybe he can even, I don't know, share something, because I see import in his name, so maybe he's an importer who can explain it better than the two of us.
Hello?
Welcome, Mr. Tenny.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What is your name, Tenny? Is your name Tenny, so that we can address you correctly?
No, my name is Jidolfo.
Jidolfo. All right,
Okay.
Jidolfo. Thank
Hello,
you for
Mr.
joining.
Jidolfo. Welcome.
Where are you from, Jidolfo? I know it's an Igbo name, but what state are you from?
I'm from Imo.
Imo. All right. Thank you for joining, Mr. Jidolfo. What are your thoughts? Unless you want to get into the conversation I was having with Chama, but if you otherwise, what are your thoughts on the topic? Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo?
No, I want to really speak about, like, I know Biafra. I'm not trying to argue for Biafra here. I want to, like, get into a deeper conversation about what's going on in Igbo land.
All right. Well, we can do that. However, it's going to take us into a rabbit hole, for lack of words, right?
Why do you not want to talk about Biafra? Is it because you feel like Biafra is a no issue, like we shouldn't have it? Like, why?
No. It's not an issue. It's something that's just there. It's like, obviously is a negative thing that's like not positively impacting the southeastern region of Nigeria. I know that's for sure.
Okay. So you want to basically just gloss, like,
I want to
Biafra.
like really get you, because I feel like I've been listening and you guys are knowledgeable on the topic. So I want to, like, get your opinion on, like,
Okay, please go ahead.
how, like, the southeastern region has become really destabilized, in the sense of maybe 25 years ago, 30 years ago, you could safely travel to the southeastern region of Nigeria with your family and come back safely. But now it's not the same thing. So
Why do you think that is?
but in the sense that, you know, I don't want to get into conspiracy or anything like that, but there's, you know, when you look at something
when you
like,
call it
let's say,
conspiracy, are you saying it's a conspiracy because you're not sure, or the facts are still like conspiracy to you?
let's say when you look at the state of Anambra, you can, through a helicopter, you can go over the state of Anambra and see the whole state of Anambra through a helicopter. So let's not underestimate the sophistication of the technology that police officers in the southeast have. These guys can intercept phone calls.
What are we talking about here? I'm sorry. Are we talking about insecurity, or are we talking about?
Let's say, like insecurity,
Okay.
How the southeast has, like, you know, become very destabilized, and let's not say, like, not.
Well, we
like,
know why it's destabilized. Do you know why it's destabilized? That's what he was asking. Do you think it's a conspiracy that it, like, who do you think destabilized it? Let's start with that.
To be fair, that's like an opinion I wanted to get from you guys, to be honest. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's like, it was like something I wanted to, like.
Honestly,
But you're from Imo State, right?
Yeah, my parents are from Imo. My father's from Imo State. Yeah.
Is your mom Nigerian?
My mom's from Anambra.
Now, so you're from Imo State.
Nigeria, yeah.
You're Imo State and Anambra. Okay. So you actually belong to the two states in the southeast that became, like, what we would call a hot spot, like, in the past 5 years. Like, you talked about not being able to go to the village safely compared to, say, 25 years ago. Okay. So when you learned about what was going on in Anambra State and Imo State, what did you hear? And then what did you think? Because you're talking about all these other things that's leading into conspiracy. What is it that you know for sure as what led to this insecurity that has now popped up in the past 20 years?
No, obviously we know about the kidnapping, things like this. So basically,
No, I know, but I'm saying who, like, in terms of what groups were you hearing? Like what groups were you hearing that were doing it? Let's start there. Like who was
I'm not
doing the
too sure.
kidnapping? Don't
I'm
say
not too.
don't say
I'm
the
not
word. Say kidnap, please, because of
kidnap. Fair
these
enough. Fair enough.
YouTube people. Yes.
I'm not too sure precisely of what groups that I can't specifically say.
But you know about the unrest in the southeast. But for some reason, you've not heard about any groups. I think that's quite convenient.
That's kind of rich.
Convenient.
Are you
know.
sure, or you just don't want to say it?
Yeah,
or,
I think-
like
No,
it's
no,
better
I'm
for you to
def-
say you're not sure, so we know.
Specific names, I'm definitely sure I don't know specific
No,
names.
not
you
name
didn't
of
hear-
people,
you didn't
but
know
groups.
When IPOB was doing sit at home.
Yeah, I know about sit at home.
You don't think that
Okay,
the sit
so
at
did
home
you know
also?
about the enforcement of the sit at? Oh, I'm sorry, Kachi.
No.
My bad.
Go ahead,
I know
Chama.
about
Go
the
ahead.
sit. I know that there's severe punishment if you don't abide by the rules of sit at home.
So that is
I
the
know.
unrest
Who
now.
was doing the punishment?
I obviously. Oh yeah, the people who are enforcing the IPOB.
So you know what is causing the unrest
So you
now.
kinda know
Why
what's
you
going
want
on
make
now.
Chama
Why
come
you-
they teach you, they hand school you, they baby you. You know what's causing the unrest. But I appreciate you though for joining, Mr. Jidor. That's not even a conversation for today. But I appreciate you. You know, you need to call it for what it is. I forget who it was, but the guy said if you don't call horse animal, I be horse now. And I forget how he said that thing.
You know, horse by animal,
you have to
make
call
you know
horse
the
animal because it's an
Something-
animal. Don't be going around it. It's what it is. IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of the IPO, you cannot remove IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. Both of them are one. You know, so if IPOB was the one enforcing the sit at home, that means Nnamdi Kanu was the one that caused the sit at home and spoiled Ali Igbo. And I agree with you. You can stay from a helicopter. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I agree with you. The land is not as big or vast.
It's not as big.
So
yeah.
you can stay from helicopter and see the Anambra and see people that are doing things. But again, I don't know why they're not doing it to fish out these people. But Mr. Jidofo, thank you for joining. Since you didn't want to talk about the topic we have today, let's bring another guest on here and keep the conversation going. Appreciate you.
Kachi, my brother, you see how I say that if you bring in Daboski, we bring in Daboski.
Yep.
Okay. But
Yep.
at some point, I come they think say question and answer with the
Now the guy won't make we call the baby. I'm like, spoon feed you, spoon feed you, spoon feed you. You know the answer to this thing. Why are we telling you now?
I'm so sorry. And we were prompting at the same time because every time when I talk, I can't hear you in my ear. I say, sorry. I just try to back
Mine.
off, but I don't talk.
Interesting one. Interesting one. But
Guys,
you were
guys,
asking me a
go to
question.
that village, man.
You were asking me a question though, Choma, about why do I think that it's always what was the question again?
No, I was just saying, why do you think that, all of a sudden, especially when this marginalization talk is going on, like these people who are elites and now talking about it, why do you think that time that stuff was happening, that all of us could say, these people are burning us, they are buying us, they are making us stay at home? Why do you think they were not having this marginalization talk? You've been hearing Kenneth in the past, you said a couple of months, meaning it's recent.
Not be months, a few days ago.
Sorry, a few days.
Yeah.
For Charis, I'm pretty sure it's probably a couple of months.
Yeah.
All these other people, and on social media, you will still see the same thing on Facebook. Even those people that are saying that they're anti-IPOB, they are jumping onto that we are marginalized seaport. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Why
I
not?
honestly don't know. But just to be smart and answer the question, not like I know for sure, but to answer the question, just being smart, right? I would say it's because obviously they're trying to gain sympathy from Ndigbo to vote for them, right? I get that would be the answer.
It's a signal, not just to vote for you, but it's the same reason why people were typing free Kano when they knew that they could not go home on Mondays to bury their fathers. It's the same idea. It's a signal. You want to signal, that's the thing where people come here now, they want you, Kachi, to signal somehow that you are Igbo. How do you want to do that signal? You must be talking about marginalization and say you are marginalized. Or you must be talking about seaport or international airport. If you're not talking about that, you must be talking about Nnamdi Kanu in a way. Then the other signal is P2B. So those are signals that this is the only way that the elites and the the masses could have some sort of connection where the masses, you know, the whole thing about eat the rich. Okay, so there's a time where if the masses get mad enough, they go remember say you be billionaire in dollars, and if you come they say, okay, why did you not bring Kochari's location for Newi or something? They go feel remember something. So there's always these signals that are happening at different times, but they are happening specifically around a specific time for a reason. For some, it's for sort of garnering votes, elections, or whatever. But for some, it's also future currency. It's almost like you are depositing that emotion now so that you can cash in on it later. As in marginalization, I'm so you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
And you know, just to call another person out, right? Kanayo. This was one of the reasons I unfollowed him actually on Insta. Not like my follow means anything, by the way.
Nice sacrifice.
Yeah, not like my follow means anything, no, I'm just saying. But this was one of the reasons I had to unfollow him, right? Because one time he was like, oh, I just came back from the East and there are so checkpoints all over the place. Why is the government treating us like there is a war zone? And in my head, I was trying to conceptualize it, right? If there is insecurity there, wouldn't you be excited that there are checkpoints everywhere, like even if not every foot, every kilometer? Wouldn't you be excited about that? Wouldn't that curb the insecurity? Shouldn't that be something to be thankful for? I got confused for a minute. like, why is this guy like, I'm like, what is going on here? You cannot be confusing me. Make I come off from this, your, whatever it is you're selling or preaching.
So put it now into what usually happens when there's a break of law and order.
Yeah.
There's a reason why when Kanu was given orders for police stations to be raided, their guns to be taken, and them to be bought. There's a reason why all these people were not talking about checkpoints then, right? So there's a reason why the signal is usually sent after the fact. Is that thing of at one meeting in the Kuroku marginalization, half of that's what it is.
Yep.
So they go fit how they do it for Bible. They see something on your door, they go fit bypass you. If you write marginalization, teapot, can or any of the above.
They say you go kill ram, I be like goat, put the blood for your door.
Put the blood.
Passover. That's a Passover. That's a Passover. Yeah.
Pass you over. So now for Passover things in the future. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. We have another caller here. Ifebuche Stephen Chuku. Mr. Ifebuche, if you want to unmute yourself, please.
Okay, thank you very much for bringing me up.
No problem. Thank you for joining. Where are you from? What state?
I'm from Enugu State.
Enugu State. All right. Thank you for joining. What are your thoughts on the topic? Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo?
I will start by saying that you cannot be asking how Biafra have helped Ndigbo now. For now, we are still on the struggle. You cannot start now and be asking how Biafra have helped Ndigbo. This is not the right time to ask that
but
kind of
I'm
question.
not asking how. Say that again, please. Say that again.
I say that you are asking how Biafra have helped Ndigbo.
I'm trying to use the exact thing you used there. I'm not asking how has it helped. I'm saying how does it help? It's like a future. Wait a minute, like continuous present, something like that. How does it help? It kind of encompasses everything, both past, future, present, everything. It encompasses everything. Does that make sense to you? Whether we have gotten it or we have not gotten it, how does it help Ndigbo? I didn't say how has it helped. I said how does it help? Does that make sense to you? It's just the use of English there.
Okay.
So,
okay.
That's
why I say that you cannot start now and be asking how does it help? Because
why
we
not?
have not
Why can't we ask the
question?
Why can't we ask the question?
You're not supposed to ask that kind of question.
Why can't
it looks like something like stupid? It looks so stupid.
If Ebuchi, no,
question looks so stupid.
Catch you my beg. If Ebuchi, have you built a house before?
I'm hearing.
Have you built a house before, like a store or something?
No.
If you're building something and you put the foundation and you put the plan and you go there and the staircase is backwards, are you going to be asking a question about it, or are you going to say, how?
I didn't get you.
If you're building a house and you have a plan of that house, and you know that the staircase is supposed to be a certain way. Gay garon at the side, gay hona, the staircase is put and is facing backwards. Are you going to ask questions, or are you going to say, how we will now figure it out?
This thing, there's nothing aware concern a building house at this thing.
Well,
You're just
you wouldn't know because you have not built a house. But let's say that you just use any other thing. I'm using a house because you don't have to physically build a house yourself. Like somebody now, I don't know, okay. Just imagine somebody now, I don't know, get something, a project, anything. If you've ever done anything worthwhile, because Biafra is something that is worthwhile, that is going to take the lives of people, that you think that people should invest in.
All right,
that
can you
say
turn
that
off
is
that
going
thing?
to-
It's distracting. Can you turn
take
off that thing?
off? Yeah. So if Biafra is even
Chama, I'm
more
gonna drop this
important
dude. I
than
mean,
a
I think
house
we're
in
wasting
this
our
case.
time with this dude, man.
Okay, yeah. So move it, but I'm gonna still finish the point.
Go
so that
ahead,
people
please.
like him can't come on this.
Please
stage
go
again.
ahead, Choma.
If you're building a house, this is my challenge, and this is usually tells me, and it's not because sometimes I want to be disrespectful, because bingos deserve the disrespect, don't get me wrong. But if you're building something and you don't know that onye porosia or that thing, the person you're telling to build that thing, if they're building it wrong, that you're going to ask questions. You're going to ask, if you don't ask the foreman, you're going to ask the person you put in charge. You're not going to just simply say, it's not the time to talk about the staircase, because when we look at the house from the outside, it might still look the same. That's a deficiency in thinking, if that's what you will conclude. Biafra is something you're saying Igbo people need to bank on. So Igbo people must ask the road. If you take us to Sokoto and we want to go to Uzo Lagos, we will not say let's reach Sokoto and turn back. We will turn back where we need to turn back. So why do you think that we don't need to ask that question? Gina, see, you cannot ask the question because who the fuck are you that we can't ask the question? So we should just be, if Bruna in hostel, Gama, if we find inside God, we will just be like, okay, well, because we cannot ask the question. This is the same mentality that Kano carried and anymore here. Don't come here with that kind of thinking.
No,
Tell us
you
why
for
we
don't
should
drop and
ask.
sins. Now you just say they were play, you know, someone coming, someone that doesn't even understand the difference between how does it help and how has it
We've
helped.
never
You know,
seen a
you
full bingo today. We've just been seeing in the rigmarole and then they have bingo and then the quarter bingo. We have not seen a full-fledged bingo in life form. So I may, you know,
But then it comes with disrespect, and it comes with a lot of Frank Donga go say merry-go-rounding. It comes with a lot of merry-go-rounding. You know, I don't want that merry-go. He can't even put to like conceptualize the difference between how has it helped and how does it help. How does it help is Shana present continuous. So it encompasses everything, present,
Thank you,
future,
guys. Thanks for the gifts.
even back. It encompasses everything, and you cannot understand it. If you don't understand the question, how are we even going to have that conversation? You see? And he's thinking that I'm asking.
You they do like me now. See me, I don't do you now. See how we just switched. Now me they say happy. Now you they say, oh yeah, get out.
Chama Baslami well. Chama Baslami well.
They're gonna do merry-go-round here.
Friend Donga said I'm merry-go-rounding. I don't want to merry-go-round with this guy.
Because you know why? Wetin vex you be say, he say you cannot ask that question.
He didn't just say question. He said you cannot ask that stupid question. He like, that one vex me. It wasn't just that. He was like, you cannot ask that stupid question.
That one hold you. That one pay you.
He paid me for here.
Now you know how I feel.
My sister said, Chama will play. I said, Kache will play. That one, baby, I'm not gonna lie for you, but yeah, we ain't going anywhere anyway with that guy. We ain't going anywhere with him. You know, for starters, he couldn't understand the question.
From his voice, you know he's very he's very unsure about whatever. And I mean, he's like 99% of the bingos who are under the stage. If they're not saying bring me up, they are saying things that are out of point. The truth of the matter is, if you're saying that Biafra is going to help Ndigbo, just tell us how it's going to help Ndigbo, and you know, and that should be it.
Yeah. All right. I think we have Starman Alpha. If you want to tell us what your name is, your first name, we don't need last name, just first name, please. and where you're from.
Yeah, greetings. I'm from Abia State.
What's your name, please?
Obina.
Obina. All right, Mr. Obina, thank you for joining. All right, Biafra, how does it help Ndigbo?
Okay, I wanted to ask a question as well.
Okay,
if you don't mind.
We'll get to your question, but let's start with the question at hand here. How does Biafra help Ndigbo?
Okay, so Biafra has helped Ndigbo because it has helped awaken a people. Every time the issue of Biafra has come up, it has come up at a time, a people were actually facing their finest hour, trying to survive. Whether it was back in the 60s or whether it's today in a collapsing Nigeria. I can tell you that if you go do the calculations, never mind the Twilight Zone economics they just did recently they said they were rebalancing the debt revenue ratio. But I can tell you, in fact, I'm predicting for you that Nigeria will experience fiscal collapse in the first and second quarter of 2027.
All right, sounds good. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. However, you said Biafra has helped awaken the people. So what's that awakening about? And what's the awakening about?
The reality is Nigeria was and has always been a colonial trap. We were not meant to be in Nigeria.
Okay.
And remaining in Nigeria is going to be the end of Ndigbo.
All right. So what is the awakening? What is the awakening that Biafra has brought to Ndigbo?
This is what I'm saying. The realization that Nigeria is a colonial trap.
For just Ndigbo, or before Nigerians at large?
No, for Ndigbo specifically, and also just, especially with the recent iteration of it, with the whole new cultural awakening and awareness for this, especially a lot of this current generation.
Says somebody living in the UK. But continue though.
All right.
Living in the UK got to do with it.
Because you said it's a colonial trap.
Because of Nigeria.
Nigeria is not the only country that was like colonized, and it has sought its independence like other countries. So what about Igbo people in particular that made this agitation of Biafra wake them up? That's the question he's been trying to get answers to since you started talking.
Like I said,
what is this awakening? What is this
like awakening? I said, we're not supposed to be in Nigeria.
Okay, but is that the reason why Osu and Lilu were set on fire?
Sorry?
Is that the reason why Lilu and Osu were set on fire? Because you're not supposed to be in Nigeria?
Actually, my question was to address, that topic.
Before you ask your question, she asked the question: is that the reason that Olu and Lilu are set on fire? Do you have a response to that before you ask your own question?
No, it wasn't. This is how Nigeria Army operates. When it
wasn't Nigerian Army though. That wasn't Nigerian Army.
Well, also
and Lilu, the Mother Valley was not set up by Nigerian Army. Do you know about Mother Valley?
Yes.
Was it Nigerian Army that set it up?
No, they weren't.
So why are you bringing Nigerian Army into this then?
Because, are you saying they didn't go and try and dislodge those the guys that were there?
Okay, I think we're having a misunderstanding here.
Can I ask my question about my question is actually then maybe we'll get a clearer picture.
Hold on.
We'll get a clearer picture.
Murder. No, there's no clarification.
I wasn't on ground.
You know exactly. So
I wasn't on ground there, so I don't really know what happened.
No, you don't need to be on ground.
Right.
You're not on ground for anything else.
Let her tell you.
But this also, nobody needed to be on ground. We didn't need to be inside Murder Valley to know what was going on in Osu. Murder Valley in Osu was not set up in the military. So what is the point of trying to put in the military? When my question was, is the fact that we are a colonial, even if we are a colonial appendage or something at this point, doesn't matter. Is that the reason why? Because you talked about an awakening, that Biafra has brought an awakening. So, like, talk about that in the context of what this Biafra
I don't
agitation
really
has
know
now
about
brought
Osu
in
and
those
Lilu, so
places. That's what we're asking.
I don't really know about Osu and Lilu, so I'm not gonna, talk
Then
or
you're being
expansively on things I
disingenuous.
don't know
You're a
about.
bingo, so I don't even know why I'm entertaining this. Like
Anyway,
you're a bingo. So your
can I
whatever
ask the
question
question
you
I
have
came
to
to
ask
ask?
is irrelevant because you won't even answer a
Can I?
basic question
But
about
I
also.
answered questions.
It
Choma, I
doesn't
know me
matter.
and
It
you have
doesn't
previous
matter
from
because you're
Clubhouse. I know we have
disingenuous. You
previous from
are this.
Clubhouse. I didn't come to
I
ask
don't
you
think Choma
questions. I
knows
Mute
came
your
you.
to
mic.
address
I
the
don't think
issue.
Choma
Mute
knows
your
you. And
mic.
please mute
Stop
yourself.
watching it. It's man
I,
bingo. You are a bingo. Make sure not there. Just be quiet. If you, as an Igbo man, okay, you've been at this stage and you're saying that you don't know what happened in Osu in Lilu, Chineke Bwoga ono there.
okay,
All right.
fine.
So whatever
But
question you want to ask, go and ask your ancestors.
All right.
Because if they're here and asking, "Am I hemene or say my hemene na Lilu?" But him and the army,
can I just ask a
come on, get out.
Yeah. The guy is being very disingenuous.
I know him from TikTok.
Okay, you know
days,
him.
from,
Okay.
Oh, from
He said no you. So I didn't want to
from
assume that you know
TikTok.
him.
I
Okay.
was just watching it. I'm happy this Okoko corner.
You don't they do like me, Choma. You don't
Anybody
they do
who's
like
telling
me.
you-
Why you they copy me? Why you they copy me, Choma?
But Kachi, I really, say you be my brother. So as you tell me that thing, I can't say, you know what? I go mellow down for my brother. Brother say, make we calm down. We go calm down today. But the thing is, I know this person. I know that he's coming here to be an ass, thinks he's smarter than he is. He is not. But we're not even talking about that. The very basic thing about us being sort of even if we're a colonial afterthought, it doesn't matter. What has that got to do with the fact that Ndigbo set Suruweha on fire? This awakening, how can you be awakened and then you shut your own economy down? One state alone is losing 19.1 billion. Given at this stage, who the fuck are you talking to? Get to the gulag, bingo. And anytime we get at this room, I have a question, you will not answer our question, basic question. Somebody they tell me, no, waiting Modern Valley, I'm not on ground. When the fuck did you go to the UK that you don't know what is going? Check a blog on there. Mr. Ocha Ihede, Ocha Ihede. Don't they read them like Kachi?
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Ocha ihede.
Oh my God, my Igbo ancestors, oh God, help me. Ocha ihede, let him go here now.
We can hear you, Mr. Ihede. 1 second, Mr. Ihede. All right. Go and tell your father.
Come on, move.
What is your problem between you and the man?
Come on, Sheba also.
Yeah, TikTok is being slow. Otherwise, I go click disconnect. Go to take a sweet time.
Here's the thing.
Anyway, yeah.
Kachi. You know, meet me at the height of my sabo. And then through this, you know, say COVID happened that time. Everybody there at home.
Yeah.
And Clubhouse was like TikTok then. So Clubhouse, we were moving reckless there, okay? Because we don't know if the world was coming to an end. Right? So if you had jammed me in that season of how I was doing these bingos, you will know that I'm a Chineke person now. I have found the Lord.
Then I wasn't interested in, I love my Igbo. I've always loved my Igbo, but I wasn't necessarily more into, Igbo consciousness and stuff like that. Now, recently, why I begin
you
there.
pronounce them better than me. I can't shock. You tell me 2 times. I say, ha. Gotcha, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Big ups.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. Una don't yap me too much. I'm not going to read.
Even I say spirit of former Kachi don't enter my mouth. What are they pronounce like this?
Wala. Don't be small matter. But hey, my TikTok is being slow. If I click disconnect, it no go disconnect. Go they taking sweet time and all that. I don't know what's going on with TikTok, but hopefully Ingo allow us to complete this show today without giving us a lot of issues. We have another guest here. I hope you're going to be respectful. Unlike the previous guest. Mr. Ofochukwu, thank you for joining. Where are you from?
Oh, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Where are you from?
Good evening.
I'm from Ebonyi State.
All right. Thank you for joining,
Ebonyi.
Mr. Ofo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome.
Welcome,
Go ahead.
welcome.
What do you think about the topic we've been discussing, Biafra? How do you think it helps Ndigbo?
I don't think that it helps. It just, for me, I think that this name Biafra, this word Biafra, it just like the most domestic violence in a relationship. So once you pronounce domestic violence, nobody cares to know if you are the problem. You understand? So everybody will just have a sympathized mind with you without checking that the other person.
All right.
Because for me, I think I have at least tried to read or listen to any story about the Biafra issue because of the war. It's just an individual ideology that lures the society.
Yeah. Mr.
Just
Ofo,
like-
Mr. Ofo, thank you for joining, by the way, but it seems like you're agreeing with us. We want people who disagree so that
You will come up in like the next 1 hour.
The place I disagree with you
Okay.
people is the place you said that Igbos are not marginalized. You understand?
Chama,
For me,
can we have that conversation or make we just stick to this?
No, I mean, he's already up here.
Okay.
Just like he would have come up later, but since he's already up here, let him tell us. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Ofo.
All right.
Okay.
So talk about the
For me-
marginalization. How are we being marginalized?
So I think politically, Igbos are marginalized, and let me say, in terms of development, they were also marginalized. But if come to think of it, the people that were in the leadership mostly were the people that fight this thing we are talking about. So they can't easily allow these people because the mindset is still down there.
All right. Let me ask you. You said politically we are marginalized. Can
Yeah.
you expand on that, please?
Okay, so if you ask me, I will tell you that after that word Biafra is used, it just triggered the whole. Let me use it in context of being in a relationship. So immediately it seems like you caught the other person cheating, in as much as maybe you people were still together. But you are still-
Before you continue, you're taking us to politically being marginalized politically, right?
Yeah.
All right. Because I want to understand how Ndigbo are being marginalized, or we want to understand how Ndigbo are being marginalized politically.
Yeah.
Politically.
Yeah. Okay. So politically, I think that is the right time that maybe they have to have share in the leadership of the country, so that at least when they were complaining of, oh, we don't have this, you can as well point, oh, but your people is still there.
So
Maybe,
when you
for
say
example,
share in leadership of the country, how is it that
Yeah.
Ndigbo do not have a share in the leadership of Nigeria? How is that?
So maybe president, maybe vice president.
Yeah, but what's Peter Obi
Maybe-
doing? What is Peter Obi doing? Who is Peter Obi?
No.
No,
Okay,
who is
so
Peter Obi?
Peter Obi
who is he?
He's contesting. He's not a leader yet.
Okay, how do you become a leader?
You understand?
A president in Nigeria? How do you do that?
Remember that this issue is not
No,
about
don't
Peter
just-
Obi. We are talking about a region.
Don't ignore that.
For me,
Presidents.
it must not be Peter Obi.
Okay, but she
You
asked you a
understand?
question.
But it is Peter Obi that is running, and he happens to come from the southeast, and he is
Okay.
using every mechanism that a democratic country would give you, which is running for election. He ran
Okay.
2023. He's also running in 2027 with the hopes of winning. So by virtue of what you're talking about, the fact that there's no barrier there for a southeast person to even be in the running, not just be in the running that is coming number 7, number 10, he's like a contender, right? So it means
Okay.
that is, I'm not talking about him now personally, I'm talking about
Okay.
the fact that
The
he
region.
is running to become that leader that you're talking about. Do you agree with that?
Please, can you come again, because I don't
No, I
understand.
can't come again. Sorry. I've already slowed the English down. It's giving me a headache.
I mean, P2B is contesting to be president of Nigeria, right? I mean, and you're saying we've not held leadership position. And she's asking, how do you hold the leadership position? Isn't it through the electoral process? What is P2B doing? He's contesting to hold that position. So how, when you say we don't have leadership position, how else do you want to get the leadership position?
Okay. So I think that if I may say, from 1999, it seems like the leadership is given by consensus.
It's not given. Leadership has never been given.
Wait.
Leadership has never been given.
Okay.
Obasanjo was not given president. Was Obasanjo given president?
Okay, if for me, I may tell you that he is given.
Why?
How was he
Why?
given?
Or
Explain
how?
to us.
So now, if you at least listen to some conversation of the people that makes the leadership, you will hear that, okay, Obasanjo, everybody stepped down for Obasanjo just because of Abiola.
Who makes leadership? Who makes the leaders? You said if we listen to the people that make the leaders, leadership. Who makes the leaders?
I think there were some caucus member.
Yo, see, my brother, because you're working with conspiracies, stick with what you know. What you know is Nigeria has an electoral process. Yeah. We don't have a kingship or monarchical. One second, Mr. Ofo. Nigeria doesn't have a monarchical type of system. We run electoral democracy. Somebody contests, people contest, the best person wins. Whoever wins becomes. No Igbo person has even been as strong as P2B has ever been in terms of the history of, since that 1999 you're mentioning. No Igbo person. Even though Ojukwu had contested. Ojukwu contested with Obasanjo. Guess what? Obasanjo beat him in the southeast that time. So are you saying, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, so can I, this is my own opinion. You understand?
But your opinion might be flawed.
Please, can I answer now?
So hold on. One of the things we don't want to do on the stage is just to have an opinion fest where you're just saying stuff, right? We all exist as Nigerians, so there are things that cannot just simply be opinion.
Yeah.
There are statements of fact that you can either say I disagree or not. So right now, you do agree that Obi, using the mechanism of what a democracy is running for election to become a leader. Okay, of course, he has not won yet, but you agree with that. So that means that because they did not prevent nobody, you're saying there's a consensus, there's a this other one or whatever. If elections are the only way you get in there, there's not, if that were the case, you can just wake up one day and you carry somebody from the north or from the west or the whatever and just go and put them in Aso Rock. Election season happens. We all are usually there. People are doing votes and all of those other processes that come with it. So where is this, Igbo, because you said political marginalization. So you have not been able to make that point, really. And
okay, so you can give me a chance now so that I will make the point, because it seems like you are just framing
just make the point. Make it.
No, it takes you time to ask me a question, and you never give me the chance to answer.
Make the fucking point. Jesus.
So now, the election comes like this. It seems like this platform now, before anybody may come up, there were some people that is your moderator that determines who comes out for other people to run.
No, on this platform, there's no moderator. Let me be the host. Chama is the co-host.
I'm just giving an example.
All right, fair enough.
You understand? Okay, now, so it takes a party to bring out somebody.
Okay.
You understand? And in Nigeria, there are some parties that even if 10 Igbo people come out from there, they will not reach anywhere. So let's be frank. Do
you understand how these party structures work? Some parties they assign allocate. I forget the word now, but they have like a north-south thing where this 8-year cycle, it's gonna be they're only gonna bring out people from a certain region. Zoning. That's what most political parties in Nigeria do, right? That's
Yes.
what it is. It's not like
Zone to the,
rocket
like
science.
NDC zoning to the south, APC zoning to the south,
Yeah.
like that, like that, like that. That happens.
When
So,
APC,
okay, now.
one second.
Now,
When APC zoned to the south, which Igbo man was on that primaries? Tell me. When APC zoned to the south, tell me the Igbo man that was on that primaries. Tell me. You tell me.
Oji Uzokalo.
Okay.
Oji Uzokalo is in the primary.
Okay. Okorocha. Who else was there?
Who else was that?
Okay, let's stick with the two that
I'm
we
not
know.
talking about-
Let's stick with the two that we know.
Yeah.
Then who won? Who stopped Okorocha and Ojuzo from winning? Who stopped them from winning?
So I think that election comes with numbers.
Okay. Since you know that,
So
why
now,
are you running around with
Northerners-
conspiracies?
Wait. The Northerners have 19 states. I think
Okay.
the North have 19 states.
Let me take your word, okay?
Southwest have 6 states.
Okay.
South have 6 states.
5. Oh,
Then
6, yeah.
why must Southeast have 5 states?
Is this your
Okay,
reason?
so hold on, but you just said that Southwest has 6. Okay, Southwest has 6. The North, right? Because you guys always make the North be a monolith. There's Northwest, there's Northeast, there's there, right? So Southwest has 6, you have 5. The person who has 19, which no other one specific region doesn't have 19, the North is broken down into 3 regions. But let's even say that is true. That means that there's somebody who has 6. That person who has 6 has been president. You are just like 1 state away from that.
Wait. You see?
Wait,
My
what?
brother, I think
just jump. If I'm making sentence and you bring,
I'm not jumping. I'm asking you. It's a debate, so I'm not waiting for you to finish.
but I don't think that you have to jump. Why I'm just
she's
submitting
the
my own.
co-host,
You people
though.
give me
Why
time.
don't you understand? She's the co-host. She can jump in if you want to call it jump. She can interject. She can, and she will.
Do you know?
Make
if
your
I
point.
want to
Let's keep
talk,
it going.
Either you jump in
All
or
right.
she jumped in.
It doesn't
I think
even matter at
is
this
the
point.
Question and answer is not that okay.
It doesn't
everybody
matter
will
at
be
this
talking.
point,
We are
Mr.
not
Ofo.
quarreling.
We are definitely not quarreling, and you're taking us to marginalization, which is not necessarily what we're talking about today. Hopefully, the next time we come, we can talk about marginalization.
Political marginalization. I wish to the truth of the matter is that it doesn't even make his point.
Yeah, and he
Because
just keeps going around. Yeah.
because and that's why I was even bringing Obi, and I'm saying like Obi is even like he's running like the people we even mentioned before. They didn't even get to the level of running.
Yeah.
Right, and you're taking us back. Get to the point. You don't want to get to the point. So it's not a submission-based room. It's a debate-based room. I'm going to push back. I don't have a red hat on, and I obviously don't have a penis. But you're gonna have to find a way around it, okay? If you come up on stage and you say something, we're gonna push back, especially if you're trying to bring like the things where you can look it up. Like you just said it's about numbers, but now you said before that.
Now you talk say it's about numbers, and you're still saying they did not give Igbo. Well, it's about numbers. It's about numbers. Did 6 million way to Obi bring?
Out.
Yo, man, yo. No, the problem is I want to make the most of this. I want us to get the most out of this show. And some people could just come begin to stress you. You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot be talking from 2 sides of your mouth. Talk from one side. If you know that it's numbers that make somebody a leader in Nigeria, it's what it is. That one no be conspiracy. Nobody is making anybody.
But if the numbers was even the point,
Yep.
right? If the number was the point, and you've looked at the math and you said, okay, well, like he's saying, the North has 19. He forgets now Northwest, Northeast. Okay, fine. You're saying the Southwest has 6, and then you have 5. Let's say you knew that was like where you were going to sort of hold as the barrier, right? That was going to block your entry. Now you suppose they talk about her.
Yep. That should be your
Because
strongest
you have to
argument.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Because it doesn't still take you to the other. Because that's why I'm trying to even give him the point of saying, Obi don't they try. Because if you even say where you will say that where you will say that Igbo people are politically marginalized, and you will be able to go outside of Nigeria and have that conversation is if Obi tried to enter, they go tear tearing
Ticket or something, yeah?
ticket, say you no go
You no go do.
you go you go one buy nomination form
They
for
no gree sell
presidency.
for
They
am.
say you no go fit enter.
Because him be Igbo man.
Before you be Igbo, you go one bring money, they go say, your billionaire money where they make in Lagos no apply here.
Yep.
That's what you be talking about. Very specific things. You be like, okay, every Igbo person who wanted to go, they block their nomination form.
Yep.
But you come, they also give us say that by numbers. So you not say
Unreal.
unreal, man.
Unreal, man. Unreal.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Unreal. Like
unreal.
it's unreal. Anyway, it's what it is, man. Make we read some chats. TikTok is being slow. I hit the accept and it's taking its sweet time to get the next guest up. But Starman Alpha, I don't know. We don't want to have the conversation with you again. I'm not seeing the names.
Bro, let me just ask a question.
Unfortunately, no. No, you're being.
When we asked the
being
question, you didn't answer it.
disrespectful.
So what question do you have that you answer? If anybody cannot come on this stage and answer about Oso and Lilu, any other question you want to ask, go and ask it to the victims in Oso. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I brought him up again. I'm not seeing the names. TikTok is tripping right now. And I know they see the names. Yeah, I'm bringing somebody else up. So make we see what this name is. But in the meantime, make I just read one chat or one text, one comment from YouTube. The person says, just as you stood here today pretending to your audience as if Nigeria has nothing against the Igbos, in the future, you will be here acknowledging all your denials today. All you have is time. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. I used to think that Nigeria had something against Igbo people. I'm going to be honest with you. But my mind has developed enough to understand, to be objective enough to now say, where is that thing that Nigeria has against Igbo people? Where is that thing? Where is it? And Mr. Kingsley Anye, Mr. Kingsley Anye from Facebook, feel free to join us on TikTok at the Beer Parlor Podcast. Come over here and tell us what exactly it is that Igbo. I'll make that exception for you, even though that's not what we're talking about today. I'll make that exception for you. Tell us what Nigeria has against Igbo people.
Evening.
All right.
Good evening.
All right.
Can you mute? You see that Kachi is speaking. Why are you good evening in? Like, Jesus.
Hey. If you want me to drop, you want me to drop?
I want you. Do you think I care about you being here? What talking about? Do you want? I don't even want you to be here. What do you mean? Do you want me to drop? Like your presence here is going to add money to my account.
You see these bingos there?
The audacity to say, do you want me to drop? Like if you drop, what is going to happen? Like I no go see food chop after the show or what?
Yes, that rice where they cook.
I don't go chop them again. Come on now, dog. Come on now.
You know your feet make all those your platters where they do.
I know go see food chop again if you drop, Abby. Come on now. Some people
But you dey talk. What do you want talk where you no fit wait? Make you finish.
Unbelievable.
Something.
Unbelievable. Anyway, again, Mr. Kingsley Anyi, I would make the exception for you. Come over to TikTok at the Beer Parlor Podcast. Let's hear what is it that Nigeria has against Igbo people. Let us hear. Make we hear. I would like to know. We have 5 governors, we have senators, we have House of Reps, we have local governments. Imo State has 27 or 26 local governments, as small as Imo State is. Edo, as big as Edo is. Edo has 19 local governments. Bayelsa, with all the money where they generate for the country, Bayelsa has whether 9 local government areas. And you're here talking about Nigeria has this against Igbo people. Come on now. Anyway, make we try bring another person up. And I think Chama, we're at 3 hours, 16 minutes right now. Hopefully we can have a conversation. If this person disagrees, we can have that conversation with him or her. And then we can start bringing up people who agree with us and we can use that to wrap up the show for today. What do you think?
It's like your thing is broken though. Like, are you able to bring people up?
So the question is...
Oh, come on now. It's Star Alpha again.
Nobody cares about your fucking question.
All right.
Is it that the zoo and
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Shut up your mouth.
Chama, I'm sorry about that.
checkpoints doing there?
All right. All right. We're not going to let you spread that.
Shut up and go to the gulag.
We're not going to let you do that.
Gulag.
All right. Now, TikTok.
Is it that the checkpoint? Is it that the zoo is the checkpoint? Shut up.
TikTok is
tripping. If you
tripping.
don't know what Murder Valley is, and the fact that Igbo people like you and I were murdered by other bingos like yourself, how dare you come on this and you have a question? Go and ask your mama. Nonsense.
And I apologize again. TikTok is not showing me the like it's
They
broken.
walk TikTok like this.
I don't
When
know.
they bring this idiot here,
I
you
don't
are a bingo.
know.
Stay in your bingo ass lane.
I don't know.
will
Make
just
no
walk
vex for
you
me.
on
I'm
the
not
street.
intentionally bringing him up. I'm not seeing the
I
names.
know the reason say they don't spray bingo juice on you or waiting.
Anyway,
this bingo. What is the question?
Yeah.
You don't want answer question when the room ask you. You don't even fit answer them. You come there in a bed negi.
Yep. TikTok is tripping. I apologize, man. Hopefully TikTok
dey
get it
trip,
together.
oh.
But in the meantime,
But
again,
we
somebody's
strong past
requesting
them.
again. Somebody's requesting again. Now I have PTSD from bringing this guy up. I don't want to bring this. I don't want to click accept again, and it's the same person, and he keeps going on
If
and
you
on.
still bring am up and you still talk the same thing, I go still talk. You know, go that thing where you want talk. Can you overtalk me? You cannot. It's only possible. It's not possible. You can't do it. Before my brother Kachi go find the bottle, then me go talk past you, and you go still find yourself a good like. Okay, Egu them here.
All right, I think I'm seeing paparazzi now. I see paparazzi. Make we at least this is what we know. I see someone paparazzi.
Yeah, start bringing.
Yeah, make we bring paparazzi. I beg. Make we let's just talk to ourselves now. Sabo, this is now Sabo time. Sabo power. Sabo power.
Waiting be the score. Make it not be like say bingos don't win this debate.
No, they cannot win.
No.
They cannot win.
Everything is fine. Kachi, I greet you guys.
I greet you, paparazzi.
And thank you guys for holding on. I just wanted to make an observation. Kachi, I understand the way you run the show. You see, the first guest that came in was making some false claim. And when I did send my request, I wanted to push back because I could see the knowledge gap. First,
The knowledge gap. That's why we are two here. If I know Sabi something, that's why Chama is there. And Chama is very versed in this, in these conversations. I don't know what the false narrative is that you're referring to, but I believe Chama did justice. And if she missed it, I probably did that as well.
Yeah, because he was trying to insert the queer ethnic nationality as Igbos. And he was mentioning Ndigbo. For the records, the apex body for the Ikwere people is called the Obako Ikwere Convention, Obako Ikwere Cultural Organization Worldwide, which was founded in 1963. And Igbos were not part of them. The reverse, Ndigbo, was founded in 1976. So he could see the difference.
All right. Thank you for the clarification.
I didn't know that, but now I do. So thank you for that.
Yeah, when they founded Obako Ikwere, we have never had a war. Nigeria, in that year, Nigeria became a republic 1963.
But I think Choma was very intentional and specific about this partition. I mean, she didn't necessarily articulate it like you did, but she said something in the line of Ikwere are not Igbo, Ika are not Igbo. So I think she pushed back really hard on that.
She did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And when you want to mention the current president from 2024, which is Senator John Azumbata, he forgot to mention that the Ikwere apex body has come to distance themselves. They said to he's from Eneka after Legemu, by Rumu Kurushi, all those accents catching.
Yeah.
Both of us now Potako boys.
Yeah, I grew up for Elele so yeah.
Yeah, so they've come to distance themselves from everything, and they said in clear terms, he is free to associate with whoever wants to associate. The Ikwere apex body is not part of Ohanese, and I agree, Choma did push back very much. When they keep making these assertions, they are creating more problems. You see, and I think we have more diaspora bingos today. I could deduce that these are people whom their parents are paying IPOB dues.
Yeah.
So they fed this information to their children and they carried it along,
Yep.
So the guy was making claims he cannot substantiate. And people like that are not doing this only good. Like Choma rightly said, how can somebody sit and recognize the whole of Edo State as part of Biafra?
Yep.
The guy, he lost the argument. He was, all over the place. That was why I was sending the request. And again, thank you guys for holding your ground. And Choma, your beauty and brain, as always, I love the way you organize your show. But, sometimes if either myself, they Chris or Mike send the request, when there are arguments going on. Probably I might think we're trying to help like to
And just
showcase.
notice also down, paparazzi, in the future, because we don't read the comments, but sometimes at the glance when in catching, they talk, I start reading. So if you like need to come up, because we were looking like, oh, we'll bring this batch,
Up, yeah.
after we don't settle, move move that other bingo conversation out, then everybody can now just join the conversation. But sometimes
Yep.
just put a note, say you want, because the jailer they do jailer go
Yeah.
say I want correct, he go say that thing. So we go just bring it, because correcting impressions in real time is always better because people are coming in and out of the rooms.
True.
So I do agree with you. It's always good to sort of check it. And you know me now, I'm hard-headed. And when it comes to this bingo thing, I'm never going to sort of back down with that. Like, I don't think I will ever make apologies for that. But I did learn something from you today about, the actual epics, because I don't even purport to speak for any other. You see me, I speak for Southeast. So, but I don't learn the stuff about Ikwere and
Yep.
their socio-cultural
Group,
organization,
it's
and when they were formed,
normal,
meaning that even predated that
Ohaneze.
no, not even just Ohanese, but it predated,
The
because they
war.
always say the eastern region that formed the previous one. But if Ikwere people had their own apex socio-cultural organization in 1963, post-war, it means that even then they saw themselves, as Ikwere people first.
Yep.
Right? So
Yep.
them get interest to have Ikwere nation.
Yep.
Not Biafra nation, where they go become third-class citizen and be fifth-class citizen by the time
Yep.
I don't finish
Chama,
sharing them.
respectfully, when I see these people make argument, I laugh. Why do I say this? My father was born in Elelewan, 1944. My grandfather lived in Elelewan, had all his children, and my great grandfather lived in Elelewan as well. They are not Igbos. Sorry, they are not Ikweres, they are Igbos. So when most of them keep making this claim, I see they come from a place of ignorance. Dialects may sound alike, but ethnicity is not same. So
True.
they need to understand this. If I'm from to the present Abia State, Umuahia precisely, if my own grandfather, who had his first, even my father is just the first, I had three wives. So they all lived in Elilimo, but I know my father was born there in 1944. If my own grandfather will recognize that it's not an Ikwere person, it's an Igbo person. So why would someone say Ikwere is Igbo? They keep making
Yep.
this,
Yep.
conflicting arguments. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll leave now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paparazzi Wande. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Make we see if we bring, hopefully not nobody style man.
No,
No.
please bring more of, because I see so much verbal in the gulag, the chin 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 chin. Don't do the chin 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 chin. Come up on stage and tell us.
For some reason, TikTok told
Ekene
me.
is not a bingo.
Okay, I cannot chosen. All right, let's.
Ekene, are you a bingo?
Greetings, guys.
Greetings, and thank you for joining.
I want to really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Because you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Doing a great
Thank
job.
you.
You are doing a great job. It's not easy. It's not easy for one to be educated. It's not easy. Sometimes when I look at when people will come up on stage, you are defending what is clear to everyone, even a primary school children. They know what is going on in the southeast and those places that you guys mentioned. So I don't know how you guys will come here, a grown-up man will come and be defending what. Hey, my God.
Unreal. Yeah.
I was discussing with somebody the other day. I said, man, these guys, sure, before they will realize what they have done to themselves, it's not going to be this generation anymore. It's going to be another fresh generation, because looking at this generation that is coming up here to make some arguments, in short, they are gone. I'm telling you, that is just what I want to use to qualify them, because I can see that. I don't know how to put it. Short, I pity them. I pity
Yep.
you guys are doing a great job.
Thank
I
you, my
really
brother.
appreciate that. Keep it up. Keep
Thank
it
you.
up.
Salute.
Keep it
Thank
up.
you.
I'm from Delta State anyway. I'm
Thank
from
you.
Delta State. We are one. But all these things that is happening, we are not happy over what is going on in the Southeast because life have been taken. All this by that is everywhere. How can you say that you are looking for freedom and you are by your own people? I don't understand that kind of freedom. I don't understand that kind of freedom.
And that's not the type of freedom that, you know, people who identify as Delta, Igbo, South people are going to sort of buy into, because you want to carry them from fire to frying pan.
Yep.
No.
For something where you don't even carry them along.
Yep.
Because nobody carry Ikwere people along when they build Mother Valley. They don't carry anybody along. So now you can't tell them say Edo is part of Biafra. No, now that's not right.
No, it's not. We are not. We can't. Oh, no. If it is this kind, we can never, and we can never.
Absolutely.
God
Absolutely.
forbid. It's an abomination.
Absolutely.
It's an abomination. Keep up the good work.
Yep.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Chama, keep up the good work. I love your
And thank you
dance.
for the gift, guys. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Ikene. Thank you for joining. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Ekene. Bye.
All right.
It must really, you know, say, Kachi, my brother, you know, say, you be mine, you know, go understand.
Chama, leave
But
this
you know,
man and woman something.
You know what people they vex bingos?
Leave man and woman. Now your intelligence, they marvel them. Nobody say you be woman. You can leave the man and woman something, Chama. Now say
because when they tell me say why you need to quit
answer me.
that's
How
what
Nigerian
shut
army-
up,
this
Starman,
fucking
shut
guy
up
again,
and go to
man.
the
This
shut up
fucking
and
guy
go to the
again.
good life, you dumbass. Shut up and go to the
Can
good
you
life,
guys
you
just
fucking
answer this
bingo.
No,
Shut
no,
up
no,
and go
no,
to
no,
the
no,
bingo.
no. Go ahead.
Shut up.
And TikTok is not letting me. Okay, TikTok is not letting me block this dude, man.
Shut up.
Oh man.
How dare you think you can
TikTok
overtalk
is-
me on my stage? Are you
TikTok
mad?
is tripping, man.
No, even if
TikTok
TikTok
is
is
tripping.
tripping, he will never get a word over
TikTok
me.
is
Never,
tripping.
ever.
Hello,
Never.
bro.
All right.
Hello to you too.
Dialogue is good.
Hello, bro.
What's your name?
Yeah,
What's
hi.
your name?
Hi, how are you?
What is your
How
name?
are you?
What is your name?
My name.
What is your
I'm
name?
Yoruba. I'm Yoruba. I just want to talk to you.
All right.
I'm Yoruba.
This is Naibo. This thing
No, but
conversation.
this is not a Nigerian. We were just focused on.
I'm not. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
No.
Like,
Who
no,
has
it's
time?
just-
Who has time for tribalism? Who has time for
just follow the rules.
tribalism?
Let's just follow the rules. Whatever you have to say is important, and we thank you for being here.
It
but
is.
like not now.
Not today. Yeah, whatever
today,
you want to say is
please.
definitely very important, but not today.
But say in the chat as well.
Yeah, we'll read it from there.
But Kachi, when they work your TikTok, when
I
they
don't
say
know.
they bring the same bingo.
I don't know, Chama. I'm not even
for
gonna lie.
5
I don't know.
times now.
I don't know. It's not.
Okay?
Again, someone is requesting, and I don't know. Now I'm scared that it might still be the same person. I don't see the name.
Don't be scared. I put you on language. I didn't hear nothing. They happen.
I don't see the name.
That question he will never ask it on this stage. As long as I am alive, it will not happen.
It's pointless though bringing
So,
the same person up and up and
if
up.
he comes up, he will. What you'll be hearing is. You're a bingo. I command you to go to the good
Even to
life
block the
now.
guy itself, TikTok is not letting me block them. Like that's the problem.
No, block him.
If I block him, then I know he can't request. You know, if I block him, then I'm for sure he can't request again. Then I can conveniently
Every poor market day that we gather here, he's here. He has to. Do you know what it means to be a bingo? Where you go, just follow a room for 6 hours, 4 hours. I mean, I know say I'm fine, but god damn it.
But goddamn! Damn!
Kachi go say, "What's up, man?"
Man!
Damn, man.
What's going on, man? Right? She fine, but come on now, man. Come on, man. this is another level of stalking, man. Come on now, be respectful. We don't want to talk to you. Respect that. Respect that. Stop acting childish, Stop acting like a child, man. There's one person, hopefully he's not the one. TikTok is not letting me mute, it's not letting me block. TikTok is tripping. But we're at 3 hours already. Maybe now like this we could take end today on. But let me see. I think I'm
yeah, we can round up at 7. So it's my 6:33. So like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
If nobody but I mean, if a worthy bingo comes up, I got time. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you just gonna be in the gulag, like giving that verbal, then you're gonna have to meet us next Sunday.
Absolutely. But Chama, regardless, right? I think we've had a good show today. We've had a few people here. Let me see. We had Obina. I mean, we had Ofo Chuku. We had I don't know, Wilfred. Who else did we have here? A few other people, and obviously Paparazzi, who came on here to give us a better insight into the social cultural group of the Ikwere people, and that makes sense. That's a good, it's good information, because if they had their social cultural group created before the war, and even before the Ohaneze group was created, that tells you something, right? It tells you that they've always identified as Ikwere, not as Igbo. Because if they, if there was a time they identified as Igbo, then maybe they wouldn't have had that group created, right? So that makes sense.
Right.
That.
And even if they are going to now be Igbo, it will not be on an assumption.
Yeah.
Like our people are asserting that these people are, and then I think that context really kind of drives it home, because it's like, by that time, even before all of the pre-war and post-war tensions came up, they already had this, identity, like trying to discredit that by then putting everybody on an umbrella because you were once Eastern region from 1960 to 1966. Doesn't only do disservice to your own point, but it also proves some of the things that we've been hearing, which is basically that the fear is also, if you can't even address what happened to us during the war and how we feel about it, when you create this Biafra, we will also be minorities in it. Because you can't talk about homogeneity in that context, because it means that you're going to force them into this new cultural reality, this Igbo identity that we have been nurturing. They have been nurturing their own reality outside of that. So if anything, it will have to be a negotiation on equal grounds, and never you just going and trying to carry them from Nigeria and womb inside your own ideology-driven fake country.
Absolutely. And Chama, any final thoughts for today before we call it a day? Because we are 3 hours, 30 minutes now.
Yeah, we're 3 hours, 30 minutes.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've said it all. I think that there's less bingos now just because bingos are going through an internal implosion.
Sabo power. Sabo power. Yep.
You know all those your Chineke aunties when they are singing Tinyere Ha Ogbagara. I mean, this internal Ogbagara is moving in the mysterious ways. Okay? So at this point, I think that all of us who've been OG Sabos, this is one of those things where the teaching is working when they are quoting you. Okay, I'm usually used to professors quoting me, but this one where they quote me, I can't fear, I can't think say when people they agree with me. When I see him, maybe
Lolo, I know you are watching. Lolo, the Chama might be right though. Chama might be right. Chama might be right though. Wahala day.
Just. I say, what's in the happen? Everybody have power. So it means that there is, people are talking about awakening and giving credit to somebody telling you that you need to set your region on fire as an awakening. I think the real awakening will be Igbo people having this conversation within ourselves. And we are having that. I mean, there's other platforms, Ijele is doing his own. And I love that everybody is doing it from their own, sort of like from their own, there's no kind of anybody's leading anybody. Everybody just kind of doing it. And I think that diversification is what's helping. Like, because if Kachi Tokam, here, you feel here from my own basmos in the Boski tone, right? So, I think there's something that is happening, and we might not see it until much later. What is happening is that phase of any of us really having to educate a bingo, because 2026, if you're a bingo in 2026, that is a choice. And that is why we cannot then tolerate they're holding your hand, whatever. But if you're in the diaspora and in our village, I fit calm down, explain, give you. However, this thing that is happening where people are asking questions, people are now questioning everything that have been taught in the past 10 years, the 5 years. It is something that, I wished to see a long time ago. I would have retired by now, having this type of conversations, right? Maybe we would not have gotten to this point where we will not have to be explaining to adults that Osun, that is in Imo State, you cannot not know what is happening in Osun, but somehow you know what is happening in Jos, know what is happening in Bauchi, know what is happening in the whole of the North, right? There is a conversation happening, and now we are the ones checking ourselves. You see how we limited this stage to an Igbo conversation? That is us checking ourselves, right? This is not an external conversation. This is and that is you. And whether you like it or not, bingoism will be taken out. I gotta wipe it out from the root, from the southeast, because it has not benefited us in any way. What it has done is distanced us. What it has done is even make it harder for even the person you're calling your brother who's running for office. There are certain things, there are certain kind of things that you can even be doing in the name of Biafra that can be ruining his own chances, right? At this power that we all seek and we all want and we all desire. So if you have joined us and you have lasted this long, thank you very much. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here with us today.
Yep.
So I thank you very much. I tried my really, really best to tone down the English, but the English is coming back up because I have to go back to my real life now. But Aname if you have been watching from Facebook, Aname Kelegi, YouTube, Aname Kelunu, thank you so much for the gifts and for all of the love, for all of the hearts and all the good things. And we will see you guys in the next conversation. That one is gonna be one of those ones that everybody can participate in, and hopefully by the time Kachi and I iron it out, we can now set a date and let you guys know. But thank you for being here, and if you love me, I love you too. But if you don't love me, that's also not a problem. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next one.
Absolutely. And again, I think we've said everything today, right? Biafra does not, and if there was an instance of Biafra that helped Igbo people or that would help Igbo people, somebody would have come up with that instance. But nobody today was able to come up with that instance. What Biafra has brought.
Not a single one.
Yep. What Biafra has brought.
So Chama 1, all of you
zero. What Biafra has brought has always been Nkewan and Tisa, just like Chama would always say, Nkewan and Tisa. That's what Biafra has always brought. And it brought that in 1967. It has brought that again in modern times. The last show we had was why do we protect our own terrorists? And that's why Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. The Nigerian government, and shout out to Omotosho, now him help us, force us. Shout out to Buhari first, even though I don't like him. But shout out to Buhari first for, for tagging IPOB as a terrorist group, So shout out to Buhari for doing that, because if he didn't do it, maybe today we would have still been romancing this IPOB group. And that's the first step. IPOB being termed, being proscribed as, a terrorist group. That is the first step. And today I heard Think Right. Think Right was on I think it was Blessed Dom's page. She was I don't know whether Think Right is a man or woman, but Think Right was saying earlier that that they are going to go to the whatever embassy in all the countries in Europe and put a publication or some type of proposal or whatever it is, right, on calling these people out, these people that are still anchoring this proscribed group. Like, what is the intention? What is the intention of still allowing these people to roam about free, even though they are proscribed? Biafra has not brought anything good for Igbo people. If Biafra has, or if Biafra would, somebody would have today told us about it. Instead, what we've had is, someone coming here, gaslighting us, telling us about marginalization. Okay, let's talk about the marginalization. You start gaslighting us, talking about things. These things do not exist. If they exist, you'll be able to articulate it. You'll be able to explain it to us like we are 5 children. One guy came up and said, politically, we are marginalized. If we are, explain it to us. You wouldn't need 10 minutes to explain it. You go pinpoint them immediately. Tell us, this is where we're marginalized politically. This is where we're marginalized economically. This is where we're marginalized whichever clique that you can think of, right? But these things do not exist. These are things that have been put into our heads by our parents. I'm not going to blame our parents a lot because their own experience is a little bit different. But it's what it is as a grown adult now, with big sense, internet, everything, modern things. Why do you still subscribe to this old ideology? Anyway, I think I've talked a lot about this. Chama said it. The next show we're going to have is going to be a Nigerian show, and everybody will be invited to come talk about that. It's going to be interesting. We are still fine-tuning the basics and everything. Until next time, we'll go see you now. We love you guys. Chama say, if you love me, I love you. If you don't love me, I don't love you. If you love me, I love you. If you don't love me, I don't love you. I thank you guys so much. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
All right.
Bye.